大空魔流ポリューションプロテクトガイキング合体超合金ガイキング大空魔流ポピーより発売中。
今新たなる力を加えた怪獣軍団が地球に迫る。迎え撃てグレートウルトラの戦士と共にウルトラ怪獣ウルトラヒーローシリーズバンダイから。ゴジラ対キングギドラ。足型シール20枚で怪獣大図鑑がもらえるキングザウルスシリーズポピーより発売中。
Today on Collect All Monsters, we have so much going on, it's too packed to talk about. Ikimashou!
Why, hello, and welcome to episode 27 of Collect All Monsters, the show that deals with the collectible side of the kaiju genre and fandom and everything between. My name is Kyle, and I am here with my lovely co-hosts for this phenomenally packed episode that we have for you guys tonight. I want to say hello to, first up and foremost, we're going to go around the room. Going to say hello to David. David, say hi to the viewers and let us know if you got anything recently for your Showa and Tell.
Hey viewers, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining us on this this really kind of special show. Actually, it's a little bit different from our normal format, but we're just gonna have some fun and talk about some great stuff. So, without further ado, why don't we just jump into my images that I sent you, Kyle? We'll start with those. I'm going to go pretty quick through these because I think some of you know. I've already talked about some of these things on box days, but if you can go to the images, I think there's two of them.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're totally right. There are definitely two images.
Yeah, there's two images.
Where are these images?
I mean, I know exactly where the images are.
He's getting to it. He's getting to it.
Well, let's look them up in the group.
Why don't we just
should I do something else
first image? Let's do the first image.
Let's do the first image,
which I hope is the poster.
It is the poster.
It's fantastic.
The poster is fantastic. So
that it is.
Wow. There it is. Okay, so
wow,
this was sort of an impulse buy. It wasn't anything that was planned. I saw this on Sean Lincolnback's in Sean Lincolnback's group, Showcased at Kaiju, and it of course is the reproduction of the Kodansha reproduction of this enormous Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster poster. And as you can see, it's a stunning poster. It's got all the monsters on it. It's got the big three plus Mothra, and it's just fantastic. Now the scale of this thing is really intimidating. It's something like, I can't remember the exact dimensions, but it's like 65 by 85. Wow! It basically takes up an entire wall. It's enormous,
awesome.
And
like
it's not.
Yeah,
I mean,
three
much bigger than a TV.
Posters side by side.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have yet to decide how I'm actually going to go about framing it. I might do it on like linen backing, like a canvas linen backing, like Louis Munster did with one of her posters. It's not vintage, so it wouldn't be decreasing the value per se. Right. And I think it would be good to take down and store if we ever move, or et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I did get this for a really good price, and it's fantastic, and I can't wait to hang it. It's gonna take up the entire entire wall in our guest room. So that's going to be the Godzilla suite and if anybody ever comes to stay with us. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, yes.
So more on that later. The next one is very pertinent to what will be happening today with one of our guests. It is a framed print from Peter Santamaria, aka AttackPeter. It's a beautiful print that we had framed at our local frame shop. Gorgeous. And Keith actually helped me decide on the framing. We decided to go all out. The actual frame, you can't see it in this image, but it's got like little etchings in it to sort of like mirror the etching on the actual print.
Wow.
And you can see his little logo down there is almost the same shade, the warm shade of orange. You can kind of see it there.
Oh my God, David,
yeah.
you guys did an awesome
so
job.
we kind of mirrored that to give it a little more interest. So I didn't bring that down. That's upstairs. I don't want to, take the chance of breaking that glass. It's got the, the reflective museum quality glass, all that kind of thing. So we love that. Thank you so much, Peter. It's a beautiful piece, and it'll be hung in a place of honor when we decide that. So, all right, that's all I got up for that. Now I'm going to move kind of quickly. Got this guy.
Ooh, nice.
This is actually a marmot pair baby Gomez, and it did come with Elytra, but Keith has Elytra upstairs. Big surprise, because it's super cute. This is from our good friend Kyle Yount, because he is downsizing his collection, and he knew that I was eyeing this guy for a long time. He's like, when I sell it, it'll go to you. And sure enough, it went to me, and here it is. So I love it. It's great. The colors are fantastic.
Aww.
Great sculpt.
Another and David was there when I got that in Osaka.
I was, and I didn't even remember that. I did not even remember that. So it's meant to be on so many levels. So another Ultra Q, in keeping with the Ultra Q theme. This is the Max Toy Co. by Mark Nagata. This is the marbled Canagon, and it's just beautiful. It head moves, the arms move. I don't have any. I didn't have any marbled figures in Sofubi, but I do now, and it's great. And I'm so stoked to have it. It's got a great header card, which I can't find right now, but that's a great thing. And
it's a cute little size,
isn't it? Isn't it though? And then, of course, many of us have been getting this guy in the Toho Maniac series. I've been mistakenly calling it the Movie Maniacs, but it's the Toho Maniac series. Great scale, great price, small footprint, amazing figure. It comes with a tag on it, sort of like a Bandai. I don't keep the tags on. Of course, I save the tags, but I didn't want to display it with the tag on it. Great figure. I can't wait for this line to continue, hopefully. Absolutely. And many more of these figures to come out. Like humanoid characters would be so great. And we'll talk more about that on a different date. And then I think we're all going to be showing this off in honor of Peter, but I didn't get a chance to go upstairs. But here's the box for the most spectacular translation of Peter Santamaria's awesome Godzilla artwork into a three-dimensional figure. And of course, the box is great. And the figure is actually upstairs on the mantelpiece. Awesome. I mean, it has a place of honor. Pedestal. And I just forgot to bring it down, but I'm sure many of you guys will show yours, and you guys all know what it looks like. It's freaking amazing. So this is it. And guys, I think that's all I got for my box days. So I'm gonna just pass it right on down to Mr. John Ruffin, and hope you guys have some time, because this could take a minute. But he said it's not going to take a minute, but we'll see. John Ruffin, why don't you show us what you got for the last couple of weeks since we've talked last?
It's been a while, and it's great to be with you all and with everyone that's watching. Quick shout out to Leslie, who couldn't be with us.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, we did have some people asking, "Where's Leslie?"
Yeah, we missed Leslie. I should have mentioned that.
And I'd like to give a shout out to my great friend Eric that I grew up with. His birthday's today, so
happy birthday, Eric!
Happy birthday!
Now, so I've been good. I hope you all are well and doing well. I'll go through my box days quickly. I'm just going to show boxes. That's too many things away. Well, I did get one of my holy grails. It's in my area because I'm not going to drop it. It's awesome. It's all it's worth the hype. It's cool. Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you got one.
And I got this today in the mail.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
perfect.
Oh, those Super 7 is so fast.
Oh,
They're banging it out.
Yeah.
They bang
I
it
mean,
out.
They don't play, and I love it.
Nope.
I love it. And I got this as it was a birthday gift card, and I decided to get
Oh, I have him. He's great.
Nice.
classy. Yes.
That's Type C, right, John?
That's Type A. Type.
Oh, Type A. I don't have that one.
Yeah.
I have the C doing that same pose.
Oh, that's awesome. I see. I love C. C is my favorite, but I have no monsters from those episodes. So now it's one place I would love to be right now, but I can't. And I wish I could get there before May, like 15th. But since I couldn't be there, I decided, well, I could at least get some items from the Godzilla versus Okinawa
Oh.
Oh, man.
exhibit. There's a
You and me
map
both.
inside
I'd love to be in
all the
Okinawa.
locations,
Oh,
good stuff, and the stamps that you can get. And then I got some unique postcards that they were printing on special
I
paper
didn't know they were doing
that's
those.
printed in
Wow.
Okinawa. And I got the little bag, Godzilla. And
Oh, Joe, look at you.
Yeah, you did. That's
Cool.
cool.
Fantastic,
I had to
John.
get- I love the little stuff. Now, 2 more items and I'll be done. Now, this one's crazy. I had it on layaway over 2 years ago, right before the pandemic broke out. And I just couldn't get back to the shop. But I went 2 weekends ago and I picked it up. It's kind of different. It's not what, but, I got it for a reason.
Oh,
Dude.
Cool.
A Kato.
Dude, are you
Shiny
building a
sculptor.
Shin
Look at
Godzilla
that.
diorama?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Wow.
They did, you know what they were
You planning something,
I'm
John?
planning something.
that's pretty neat. I like
That's
that.
really cool.
I'm gonna let them run around my Kyoto Shin Godzilla. I'm gonna do
Fantastic.
something.
Oh, that'd be a cool setup.
And lastly, and I'm not ever going to take it out the box. No, I'm just kidding. Try to get the shopper. You got to keep it mint. Got it. Have it.
Mhm.
So I was looking forward to speaking with Peter today. And that's my box day. Christine.
Pretty good stuff, man.
Yeah, great
It's
stuff.
a slow month.
John Slow Month.
John
It's
Slow Month is
it's
more
a
than I
good
got,
month
so,
for
yeah,
anybody.
Going from
right?
no,
20
you
things
know.
to 10 things.
You know how that goes.
You
Okay.
can't outdo Leslie after last time. So I got to try.
Right.
Trying to show us off. I know, Leslie. Well, hey guys,
Hi,
and welcome to
Christine.
the show. It's nice to see everybody. And so I only got one box day this month, but it's the one that counts. And I mean, it's because we have him on the show. I got to show it off.
Oh,
Of course, since we all got it.
There it
the
is.
I mean,
There he is.
wow. So, I mean, honestly, this thing is so amazing. And like David said, it's incredible to see it come from a print to be put into like 3D. Like really, really beautiful. And then I got I like the display stand that comes with it. Really beautiful piece. So definitely was excited to display this and be able to talk to Peter today about this gorgeous piece. And then I did have another kind of sort of box day, sort of maybe. So 2 months ago we like rescued this dog. So
Oh,
last Friday, she had puppies.
Oh, right.
So we got 4 little
That's
babies.
right. I forgot about that.
Belly day.
So- I wanted to bring them on, but they're so tiny. So maybe next month when they're a little bit bigger, I'll show them on. But they're so cute. So that was a fun little surprise for this month as well.
We
So
named
anybody wants a
each one a
puppy?
kaiju name.
I know. That's what I was
Exactly.
telling Joe. He was like, "No." I'm like, "Come on, we gotta."
That's
This one's
so cute.
Mechagodzilla. This one's Gigan.
Yeah, I
this
know,
one's
right?
Angulus.
Well,
Are you guys gonna
girls.
keep
They're
any?
gonna be-
wow.
yeah, I want to keep all of them, but we'll probably keep one. I mean, we gotta keep
Oh.
one because we'll keep
Yeah.
Roxy and then one of her little babies. So,
I think that's a great
Yeah.
idea. At least one.
and it was kind of traumatizing too because I had to help. Like, I've never been around pregnant dogs before, so
Can't say that I have
it was,
either.
Like, in the middle of I was working and I'll start hearing her screaming, so I had to go out and like I'm not good with babies and like any kind of childbirth, giving birth, and I had to go out there and help her. It was I was crying. I called the
Oh,
vet. I'm like,
wow.
what do I do?
Call the
But it's exciting though.
The question I have, Christine, is how did you not know she was pregnant? Didn't she have signs like that she was
No.
maybe
Well,
pregnant?
when we first
No?
got her, she was so skinny. She was so skinny. And then last month we noticed she started getting a little chubbier, we're like, well, she's either chunky muffin because we've been eating like
You've been feeding her more than
and then she started getting bigger. We're like, yeah, no, there's something going on here. A surprise, puppies.
That's
we thought
pretty
we thought we were
incredible.
getting 1 free dog. Now we got 5 dogs.
Wow, you got a bargain.
Yeah. I'll stick with my toys.
Cool. That's cute.
That's great, though. Awesome.
Right on.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely excited to talk to
congratulations.
Peter later though about this because really, I mean, I'm really hoping that everyone that wanted one got one because really it's an outstanding. Just I mean, come one little close up here. Look at that sucker.
Yeah, Mondo did a great job
Yeah,
translating
they
his
did.
artwork, and
The museum line is just so great.
it's great, and I'd like to see more things like this, unique things down the line, hopefully from them, and I'm sure that's going to happen. So, Kyle,
Sure.
what you get? Mr. Biatus, but not really.
Well, the hiatus. Oh my gosh! Thank you. Actually, thank you for taking on Leslie's job there.
Of course, I have to. Someone's got to do it.
Because oh man, I tell you what. When last we met, is that really when last we met for the live show? It was
a long time ago.
before. It was before I did the last kaiju comic book show here in Portland.
That's true.
Just before, like I was going the next day, and I did pretty well at that show. I sold quite a lot of Bandai figures and some other stuff like the X Plus gigantic burning Godzilla, and just like it was a great show for me. I sold quite a bit of stuff, and because of that, I was like, thankfully, there's some things out there that I know I want. And I said before, I think I said on the show last time and in another stream in the group that, I'm on the lookout for pretty much any of the Marmot Monster Heaven Gigan figures, any of the M1 GMK Godzilla figures. And boy, oh boy, did the world help me out in that respect. And so, I will actually, before I get to that one, I'll just do the quick image share first because I'm not moved yet. We move in 3 days. This is the last hurrah for the green screen because
the last show in
and
her
the last,
lane.
That's right, the last show in the Kaiju Cast HQ. But the next time we meet on a live show like this, I'll be in my new place with my new collection set up and hopefully hiccup less for a live show. But I did break the hiatus for a couple things, for a handful of items that I just had to get. Number one, I had to get
Oh yes.
the
I'm glad you did.
Yes. Which is that one? That's what I want. Yeah, I had to get the GMK completion book. To me, I'm a book guy. I love getting the books, and I would get every book if I could. But wow, that stuff really kind of add up after a while. And what I'll say about this book is, if you don't have any GMK books, this is the book for you.
That's the one to have. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
If you want to have the most amount of photos, information, behind the scenes kind of stuff, it's all in Japanese, of course. But this is the book you would want to have.
Wow.
That alone makes it worth it. Too. I figure you did, John. I figured you did.
So, Kyle, real quick, I have a question about those books.
Okay.
Or maybe John, between the two of you, can answer this. How many films did they actually do in this series? Like, I have the King Kong versus Godzilla.
It might be 6 or 7.
There's Biollante. There's Mechagodzilla, the 74 Mechagodzilla, right?
Oh, Destroyer, too. Is there Destroyer?
There's just a ton of them. I mean, we could put a list together probably.
Yeah, that'd be cool because I love my King Kong versus Godzilla one. And again, it's got behind the scenes, it's got storyboard art, it's all in Japanese, but it's got a US print stuff, Japanese print stuff, and I would like to add a few more to my collection. Not the whole thing, of course, but they're great.
I've been
they're great
pages from those books recently.
What's that, John?
I've been doing select translations from those books lately.
Cool.
On the site. So,
I'll look forward to the King Kong versus Godzilla one so I could read my own damn book.
But all right. Well, let me try and zip through some of these other things that I got here because I did get a few.
Oh wow!
I also, speaking of GMK,
yes,
that one. That's one of my favorites.
Picked up the flesh with, I think, gray or charcoal spray. Yep. I don't know the actual terminology for it, but basically, it's a beautiful one of these beautiful figures. Happy to add it to my line.
One of the best ones.
Such a great sculpt too.
Oh, another.
And then I bought this guy from Dan Miller. It's a yellow Gigan with a black spray.
Love
And
that
then
one too.
because my awesome co-host Christine was looking out for me, I was able to see some stuff on Yahoo Japan. I've got another Gigan in the Portland area, but he hasn't been delivered yet. And then on a website, which I was really surprised existed, I found this beautiful blue bastard. And so he's in my collection now.
It's pretty. I like that one.
And
Very nice.
And on that same website, I was like, oh, dude, they have a Marmot Monster Heaven Gomez. So I just kind of picked that up for a decent price.
Great.
And last but not least in that photo series is the Matango that's just still in his box and waiting to go down to my new place. And then, of course, I did get Peter Santamaria Godzilla because, oh my gosh,
Represent.
so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And of course, like we're really happy, stoked to have Peter on the show later. And what I should probably do is tell everybody what's going to happen in this show as I say hello to people, as I try and do. Oh my gosh, can I do this? Do the Leslie thing. Scroll all the way up to the top. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments already. We got 67 people watching live.
Wow, hi guys.
And
Nice.
YouTube right now. Thank you guys for being here. Hello, Chris Reed. Hello, Bad Goji, Tim Outen, Matthew Macri, Helmy, what's up? Larry,
Helmy?
Michael Hang,
Cool.
the fanciest of cats. I believe I need to actually talk to you. I think I'll get back to you. Bad Goji already said what's up to you. And there's Kaiju Battle, our good friend Mike Farah.
my
We'll be
God.
talking
What's
about
up,
his
Mike?
website soon. Kajumi Addict is here. And who else? Godzilla Train 1090. What's up, Adrian? Octeal, dude. Your storyboard tattoo that David posted, super cool. Super
Unbelievable.
Cool.
What's
David,
up, buddy?
you gotta get it.
Awesome.
I hope you're still planning on working with Andrew to make those rugs, because that is what I'll be looking for from Andrew is like rugs in that tattoo flash style. That is chef's kiss idea.
Yeah, it's
Patches.
awesome. Perfect.
Like
perfect.
embroidery patches. Like that's an endless
Yeah.
opportunity for stuff that we all would love to have. So
For sure.
I'm
I
sure
love his style.
the fandom is going to go crazy with that stuff. Actually, the post really blew up. So very excited.
What's up, Eric? How's it going, Eric and
up, Eric?
Nick and Greg
Nick
and
Size,
Nim
Rick Coggin.
and Michael?
What's up,
Good
Michael?
to see you too, sir. John
Hamilton.
Parkinson, great to see you too.
John
Liam Foley, Albert Escobedo, Chris
Oh my
Hallett,
God. Oh my
Jonathan
goodness.
Portman.
What's up, Chris? Hey, Jonathan.
Hey.
Mark Nosler, Eric James Taylor. Man,
Wow. Got a lot of
I'm
people.
doing my diligence. Attack Peter!
Oh, really? That's cool.
What a coincidence.
That's a good thing that he's here with us today.
Okay, I might be at the end of my wits there. If I missed you, then
Welcome, everybody.
we love you anyway, and thank you
Yes.
for being here. We really appreciate you guys watching. We really appreciate so many people watching. It's going to be a killer. I'm scrolling down the list. I definitely missed a whole bunch of people. Hello, everybody. Thank you for
Hello,
being here.
everybody.
Thank you for being part of episode 27. What's going to be happening in this episode is we're going to do the news, which is next, which is going to start with a really cool merch announcement from Collect All Monsters. I should be doing the thumbs at everybody because we're all Collect All Monsters. And then following the news, we're going to be just going straight into the giveaway because we're going to have Jay Key from Toku Toy Town come on and talk to us a little bit about collecting stuff, talk to us a little bit about his shop. And he's got the beautiful, David, you have it handy?
I have it handy, and I don't want it to not be
Show it
handy. I
up.
want to keep it. It is.
Oh,
I'm gonna focus in on
so
the little
nice.
plane, the little
That's
plane
great.
Oh,
accessory that's just makes this thing
Huge.
really sing. And this
so cool.
the pictures and seeing it on the screen do not do this figure justice. Trust
I gotta
me.
get one.
It's beautiful. Yuji really outdid himself with this paint job. So some lucky person is going to be really stoked
Very lucky.
in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
But-
excited.
Yeah, so we're giving away this M1 thanks to
Very cool.
Toku Toy Town, and
Very
Jay's going to talk with us for a little bit. Then after that, we're going to do our intermission, and when we come back from the intermission, Peter Santamaria, aka Attack Peter, will be joining us to talk about his figure, which he sent me a whole bunch of really killer photos of in between when we saw him last and right now. So I'll be able to show those off while we're talking to him. Plus, we'll be able to take some questions for the audience. We all have questions for him, and that's going to be the last half of the show. And then we'll finish things up, of course, with the Monster Showcase. And that, I think, means, you guys, that we need to really get going and announce the very first piece of Collect All Monsters physical merchandise that we are creating. And to do that, we had to invite somebody on the show who cannot be with us here today. So please welcome Alex Merdich. This is no, I always do it. Everybody.
There we go. You're pointing.
You got it. You got it right.
Yeah, you got it right this time. You got it. Thanks for having me on here. Thank you.
Alex Merdich. How's it going, dude? It's really great to have you on the actual Collect All Monsters.
Yeah, it's great to be on here and glad to be here for these purposes of being able to make a sculpture for you guys. So this has been a great experience. I've been enjoying the whole process and can't wait till these guys get out to everyone.
I can't wait to see it, dude. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in depth in just a couple of minutes. But first, I just wanted to ask you, you have been around for quite a while. Like I've known you for years and years through G-Fest.
I've seen G-Fest plenty of times.
How did you get into Godzilla and into collecting specifically?
Okay, so my very first Godzilla movie was Son of Godzilla. I saw it about 4 years old, I think. Instantly fell in love with the character, and I know a lot of people hate Minya, but as a kid I loved him. And my very first figure was the Imperial Godzilla figure. I think
classic
for a lot of people around my age and stuff, that was like the very first figure. But what really got me into collecting is my dad and I would go to toy conventions over in Pittsburgh, and that's when I discovered the Bandai vinyl figures, and I got King Ghidorah, I got Gigan, Mechagodzilla, those were my first three, and it just started from there. Met a lot of great other collectors like Scott Horton and at these conventions, and that got me into the collecting the vinyls, and later on my taste kind of evolved more into the Sofubi side when I learned about all the original vintage Godzilla pieces from Sean Linkenbach's book, his collector's guide, and it was a great discovery finding out all these the very first figures, the vinyl figures of Godzilla and Mothra and King Ghidorah. Like these are like the actual toys kids were playing with at the time when these movies were coming out, and I just thought that was great. I loved the history, so I kind of got into vintage, and that got me into the brighter color stylized figures, and now my tastes have kind of evolved into the Sofubi, and I love the glow in the darks. I love translucents. I just love the color pops. I think that's awesome. Me growing up loving drawing and art, that the Sofubi style really speaks to me, that artistic flair to it too. I mean, I love the realistic, and I love that side of it too, but definitely I love the colors and the combinations and the effects that you can create in the Sofubi area as well.
It's more visually arresting and more. Right. And as a designer yourself, yes, you definitely have to like look towards what you want to like sort of like see as like good design, right? You want to see something that's like those are good color combos. I like that very much.
Yeah, and it's great what you can expand. It's like you can take a figure mold and that's something that's really great, and try different color combos and really experiment with them and come up with lots of creative ideas with them. And it's neat to see what other Sofubi designers are coming up with. So
I was kind of curious, Alex, like how'd you actually get started? Like what was it that drew you towards the actual act of sculpting your own kaiju figures?
Okay, yeah.
Good question.
So what got me into that is, again, growing up, I've always loved art, loved drawing, but I got into sculpting because I really wanted to see figures of Bagan and Super Godzilla from the video game Super Godzilla. I grew up with that video game as a kid and stuff, and of course, being the two obscure kaiju, it's not something that Bandai or Marmot or anyone's really wanting to invest in. So I kind of took it upon myself to sculpt those two characters. And I just found that I really love the process of sculpting. I love bringing them to life three-dimensionally. And I posted some YouTube videos, and I got so many comments of people saying, you need to come to G-Fest, you need to bring those. And so I made some more characters from the video games, and then I brought them to G-Fest. That got me going there in 2010. That started me on into coming to G-Fest, and that's how I met so many of you guys, and it led to this great experience, and I've loved this fandom. There's so many countless people that I've met. It's been great. And getting into casting then, in 2013, I met Shizio Nakajima. He doesn't have any relationship to Haru Nakajima, but share a last name. But he's the guy that worked on the fan film Legendary Wolfman versus Godzilla. I did a sculpture of his Wolfman figure. I sent that over to him, and he was a fan of my sculpts, and he gave his blessing that I could sculpt his character and cast him. And so I brought these along. These were some of my very first resin casts here of two different styles.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, this was the
Complete
very
with your own
one
header cards too. That's so great. That is so great. I just want to comment real quick, Alex.
Yeah.
You're collecting. What you just said is how Yuji Nishimura told us that he got into the Sofubi because he was a fan of the old Bullmark Marathon figures, and he wanted to fill that void where characters that he wanted to see were never created, and he created them himself, and that's how he started. So it's interesting that you both sort of have that similar experience, and talent to actually do that. I mean, a lot of us would love to do that kind of thing, but it takes some doing to do that. So that's very cool that you had that parallel experience.
Yeah, it's definitely brought me down a great path of meeting everyone in the fandom. It's created great opportunities to make figures, share them with other collectors, and it's been a great experience. And
let me ask you, so you said that was 2010 that you started doing that, right?
Wow.
So how long ago did AJ from Kaiju Live ask you to sculpt Yujiak? Because we're just following in his footsteps right now, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge things. I'm just kidding. Anyway, that was a year or two ago. That wasn't that long ago that I did Yujiak for him just recently. Yeah, that was another fun experience bringing his character to life too. Matt Frank, another good friend that I again met through G-Fest and stuff. He brought kind of like the character to life in the drawing, so I kind of went off of that and made it chibi style. Did a very similar process to what I did for you guys, doing the sketch drawing first, and then bringing the actual sculpt prototype together, and went from there. Awesome.
Very cool. This is your thing now. I mean, it's just putting it out there. Kyle actually designed Kamagon, which is our creature's name. There's Kyle's original sketch, and John Bellotti actually brought it to life to some degree too with his painting. And so Kyle is the grandfather / godfather of Kamagon, and that's the name that we all came up with collectively.
It's true.
And
that is
it's true.
The name of this monster is Kamagon.
It's Kamagon. Kamagon.
Kamagon.
Yes, sorry.
It's May. The middle character is May, like
Kamagon, not Kanegon. Kamagon. So desu ne. Gomenasai.
So this is the drawing that Alex is talking about. He did a little sketch for us that said, "Oh, you guys like this?" And we said, "Nah, it's all wrong. You got to change it." Just kidding. We said it's perfect.
We said perfect. Very much. We love it.
And oh my God, look at this, man! Alex just went to town, and this is some of the stages of construction. Alex, I don't know if you want to like talk a little bit about this, but like. This is what we're doing, guys. We're doing a Kamagon chibi figure.
Cute. Hawaii.
Kawaii desu yo.
You know what's great about him? He's decidedly Japanese looking to me. Like he looks like he could be a Japanese character, like a straight up Japanese character, like legit character, which he is actually. Oh,
I appreciate you saying that. It's I think just growing up these characters and drawing them, sculpting them so much, I kind of picked up the Japanese style, so just kind of naturally came across when I was designing the character too. And now before that he was just in the oven. That was when he was hardening up the mold and the sculpt, and now we're at this is the first half of the mold, and that was the second half there.
That's where his tail goes, right? And this is the teaser. Actually, so what we should do now is I'll just play this video. This is, you've pulled him from the mold, and this is what the figure looks like at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of rough around the edges. Like there's still seam marks from where it came out of the mold. Try to get a good seal, but still like it kind of gets rough around the edges there. But as you can see now, he's been cleaned up and he looks.
Wow, he looks fantastic.
He looks amazing. Oh my gosh.
He looks amazing.
So first up, yes, Alex sculpted a Kamagon for Collect All Monsters. We are super stoked about this. It's our first physical piece of merch this year that we're doing. I can't talk about delivery dates because they're going to be done when they're done. But the fact of the matter is, like, he's already got a whole bunch of them already molded or cast, I should say.
Yeah, the 25 are cast. Yep.
Oh, they're already good. Okay, so we've got 25 already cast.
In the process of cleaning them up right now, and then paint will be coming after that. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them painted. I can't wait to get the colors on them because.
Me too.
It's going to really pop when those colors are on there.
Right. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this. What we're going to do is we're going to have a pre-order page go up in the next week or so. I was going to try and get it done before this episode, but hey, I'm moving next week and I'm not putting that additional stress on my relationship. So we're going to have a pre-order page go up where you can actually pre-order the figure. It'll have like a sort of mock-up of what the painted version of it will look like. And yeah, we're only doing a run of 25. And as soon as those are done, we'll send them out. And actually, I will share the header card design that I did.
Just going to ask that because it looks so great.
This is pretty much, I think, how I'm going to have it printed up. But I got like the Kamagon from John Bellotti on the front and the Japanese title there, Japanese characters. And I think that says Giant Monster of Collect All Monsters, kaiju of Collect All Monsters. And then the artwork from our for the rest of our poster sort of on the back, and then it's got Alex's logo down here on the corner with a little Kamagon stamp as well.
Okay, I didn't notice that when you first posted it. That's great. What I wanted to ask him and what I'm curious about is I know you're doing a lot of custom Sofubi figures yourself these days, and I noticed you've been utilizing glitter.
Right.
And I've seen some of your work is pretty spectacular. Glitter is very popular now. The Marathon series, there's a lot of cool ones with glitter. I know Kyle's slated to get a few of those in the near future, hopefully, if EMS gets its act together. That's another story. But no, I was just wondering what is your favorite customized piece that you are working on, that you have worked on?
Speaking of the glitters, I did like a Howler Desugoji one time that was in glitter, and I was really, really thrilled with the way the colors came out on that one. Had the bright, it had the bright contrast between the burning chest pieces, and they had more of the blues and the purples, and in contrast, like the cooler and the warmer colors on them. I was really happy with it, and the glitter effect was really cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't always come across in pictures, but when you see it in person, it's really
pops, right?
Yeah, glitter is one of those hard things to capture. I've noticed in pictures.
Yeah, no, I've tried to photograph some things with glitter too, and it's not an easy task. But I know we kind of put you on the spot, so maybe what you could do for us and the viewers is post some pictures at some point in our group.
Anyway, Alex, dude, we're super psyched for this. We David and I, at least for a while, have been talking about doing something like this. So we're really excited to have these in our hands. And I've got to make sure that I'll pre-order the first one so that I can get my
second one. I got the second one.
But anyway, I just wanted to ask: is there anything that you wanted to let people know about this figure, or anything else you wanted to say before we sign off and move on to our next items?
Again, just in general, again, just thank you guys for reaching out to me, and appreciate that you love my work and you trusted me with this project to bring your character to life. And
absolutely, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd be happy to help you. Glad to help you guys anytime else, anything else in the future. Yeah.
Thanks for being a good friend of the show over the years too.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I'm able to call all of you guys friends. And again, like that's been the greatest thing about this hobby is just the friendships, the connections that I've made through the years. And again, I can't wait to get my pieces out into people's hands and stuff. That's the greatest feeling, is being able to share your work with other people. So yeah, again, Absolutely. Thank you for this opportunity again.
Of course. Thank you.
Well, man, I think we're going to wrap this up and head back to our other co-hosts. And that's going to be it for this segment.
All right. Thank you. Again, thank you so much.
All right, you guys.
That was fun.
Isn't that awesome?
Fun. You know, Kyle.
John, perfect.
Oh, and, there's you, Jack.
Okay, hang on a second. So, John, I'll make your screen big. This is Ujiak.
Ujiak.
It's kaiju backwards, So it's Ujiak. That's from Kaiju Live, and Alex worked with AJ to develop that, and it glows in the dark too, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So Kyle, that was an excellent interview, and David, that was pretty good, except for the part where you misspelled your own damn mascot's name. So shame on me for that. My spelling skills are almost as good as my math skills. So yeah, my talents lie elsewhere, evidently. So anyway,
Christine, show off your figures from Alex there.
Oh wait,
he made this beautiful Rose Violante.
It's beautiful.
And then I've got a couple by him. A glittery 91.
There's one of the glitters. See?
Yeah,
he likes that glitter stuff.
It's the glitter looks. It's like it's kind of hard to see it.
Kind of metallic-y, chrome.
Like,
yeah.
And then my last one here, Bio Goji.
Of course, I knew that was coming. And it's blue.
Wow, yeah, and they look at matching set. There you go. I mean, like I think he's going to G-Fest this year, but he's at G-Fest every year. And he's always got. He's got Anguli. What am I talking about?
Anguli.
That's the plural of Angulus, right?
Anguli.
Oh, Leslie was here.
Yeah, who's gonna pinch hit for Leslie today? I wish Leslie would make a cameo somewhere. But anyway,
I'm sorry, Leslie, for what.
Here's another Alex.
Alex shaking his head.
Yeah. Oh wait, here, David.
Yes, that's right, David.
This is Alex created this really awesome storyboard for me, and I think he made a couple of extra ones too. And of course, everyone knows I love the storyboard design, and he banged it out, and he painted it in sort of the Netsuke style, which is like very cool. And he's a talented dude, man.
Yeah, very, very talented.
And we're very lucky to have him work on our mascot.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely.
Spelled with an E.
Well, you know what I realized that I didn't do? I didn't actually fire off the news graphic, which we normally do. So
do it now.
That should have happened earlier. Yeah. So that's right, everyone. Brand new item on the Collect All Monsters forecast today. Chibi figure. You guys, I'm very excited for this. I also, David and I took part in the interview with Alex, but I also wanted to mention, of course, that Christine was part of our design crew and bouncing ideas off of Alex. And it was a dream to work with him on this.
Oh, yeah. He's just so great.
Very accommodating.
We're asking questions in the chat during Show and Tell and beyond. So You, as usual, we'll watch this. We'll go look through these later. But I did want to say really quickly, thank you to everybody who said that they liked the header card. I was pretty stoked to work on that. As a graphic designer, it was one of those things like, ooh, I've always wanted to do this.
And you nailed it. You nailed it.
Thank you very much. And the chibi figure is so these are like little resin figures. And we're only making 25 because I hate sitting on stuff. I hate having stock laying around, much like Mondo, I believe. Anyway, the the thing I wanted to say about the only making 25 is that's 25 now for the colorway that we're releasing for this first thing. Alex will be at G-Fest, and I'm already pushing to have a second batch of these for G-Fest in a different color variation. So that should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, we will have a pre-order page that will go up on the website. John's already done some work for it. Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
Excellent.
We'll get everything plugged in. We'll get the mock-up up there. I need to make sure that the mock-up is approved by Alex, that's what it's going to look like and so forth. And yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna do this as a first batch. This is just a test, and if it sells out, that's awesome. This is not like a limited edition. Like I'm saying, we're only gonna make 25 of these, and then there's no more forever. Like basically, whatever Alex will make for us, and whatever we can sort of create in batches, which is how we should do it. That's the best way to get him paid as an artist. That's the best way for us to get something that's sort of like a limited run. And so that's what I really want to sort of focus on for that is like, we'll do this colorway, which should look like the poster artwork from Robo 7, John Bellotti Jr.
Yes, thank you, John, for all your help with that. And the poster's fantastic.
We've got some great people in our group.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely. Anyway, so yeah, we will be announcing that, and I mean, this is just a fun little thing we're doing for you guys. We're not making a lot of money on it. It's just it's going to be fun to have a little figurine. And I swear I've been wanting to do something like this for ages. We have like a 3D printer at work for my day job, and I've been like, what could I have them make? This is even better. This is even better.
It's fantastic.
Okay, so we are going to. Oh wow, that was awesome. We're going to go ahead and kick off the actual news, and let me put people back where they. Yeah, this is. We'll just go in this order. So, David has a news item. I'm going to go ahead and get your images ready, sir.
Sure. Go ahead and while you're getting those images ready, I'm going to say just a little extra news tidbit. Fresh Vinyl Live is coming back next Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to put that out there because, we talked to Rich and Sam on a supplemental episode that we did for Collect All Monsters, and it was fantastic. And I think Rich is pretty stoked to get back into it. And he's going to do a show. I'm not sure the exact time. We will post it in our group, of course. But it's next Saturday, a week from today. And it's going to be Rich, Brian Matoshio, and Samson West. So I really look forward to that. And I hope all of you guys who are old fans of Fresh Vinyl Live, definitely check it out. It's going to be fun. I'll definitely be there and in the chat room. And I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. So, but that's not my real news item. My real news item is actually something that I'm doing in honor of our admin/moderator, Jonathan Portman, and resident DJ for Collect All Monsters. Turntable Tuesdays was his creation. So I'm going to just get right into it. It's by Waxwork Records. And Kyle, I think the images are probably lined up there.
No, they are. I have them, but my sometimes my computer.
Hey, what's
going on?
I can talk.
That whole anything can happen live.
I can keep talking. So if they
keep, what's happening?
If these companies keep putting out these awesome vinyl records, it's going to force me into getting a turntable at some point. Because I know. You got man. Be that as it may, down the line. This is, as I mentioned, from Waxwork Records, and it is the War of the Gargantuas, aka Sanda versus Gyra original motion picture soundtrack. And it is available for the first time outside of Japan, which is pretty cool. It's going to contain the complete 1966 film score by Maestro Akira Ifukube, and I'm sure it's going to include the lovely ballad by Ms. Kip Hamilton. Not The Words Get Stuck in My Throat. It's actually called Feel in My Heart. So there's a little bit of information for you guys, because I used to think it was The Words Get Stuck in My Throat, but
I wish
it's
it had
Feel
the
in My
source
Heart
for that instead of just the Kip Hamilton version.
Yeah. I mean, I think they used a little bit of a different recording for it for the US version. It sounds a little bit different. The orchestration is a little bit faster, but anyway, it's going to have the complete score, and it's going to come with 2 records, Sanda and Gyra colored vinyl, which is really cool.
Oh, that's
and I think there's
cool.
an image of that somewhere in there, and also a really cool 12 by 12 art print by Vance Kelly, who actually did all of the artwork for the entire project. I love the artwork.
I like
it's really great.
Wait, is that like an artwork that actually comes so you can take it out and hang it up?
You can take it out and hang it out. Hang it up.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really, really cool, and it sort of sweetens the deal a little bit. It's going to come in a heavyweight gatefold packaging with a matte satin finish, which is really cool. So it's kind of a high class project all around, and it's available right now for only $38.
Yeah, great.
And you can go check it out at waxworkrecords.com. And it's so cool. Like I love that there's so much to choose from for our news items, and it's really, really getting increasingly difficult to choose one specific item to showcase. But I thought this was kind of unique, and in honor of Jonathan and his love for the music, I wanted to showcase this one. So that's my news item. Let's go down to Christine Chapin and see what you got for your news item.
All right. Well, I'm coming in with the cuteness again. So I think it was last year we had those really cute bag clips that came out from Monogram. Actually, I have one right here with me. My Triceratops purse.
Aww.
I got the Biolante one. So they're coming out with some new ones.
Neat.
So we have some new bag clips coming out from Monogram. They're going to be dropping, I think, anywhere between June and October. So this summer. And look at this awesome lineup. We got the Godzilla Tower, Titanosaurus.
No, really, the Godzilla Tower?
Mothra, Dr. Sarazawa.
Okay.
So really, I'm really excited for these because they're cute. I got some for my niece and nephew. They're really fun. But yeah, I'm excited that they're bringing in some more kaiju for this line. So this summer,
the 71 Godzilla with the Hedera eyes. It's so funny.
But I think it's neat. They're kind of incorporating some other things in here, not like the tower in Sarazawa. That's really cool.
I love that they're branching out from just like the typical ones that we always see, the usual suspects. That's pretty cool.
And they're pretty big too. This clip is it's really, really solid. And,
they are.
What's the price point, Christine?
Shoot, I can't remember. I think probably like $8 and $10.
Oh, perfect.
They come in a blind bag, so you don't know what you're getting.
Oh,
the only reason I got her is because I was like squeezing it. They try to hide it. That looks like a piece of cardboard, but I could feel her buying, so I'm like, oh, I'm getting this one. And that was her. So
gotta love those blind boxes.
Yeah.
I have no luck with these blind boxes. Knowing me, I'd get like 6 six Kamakuruses. Not that that's not a bad thing, but I hate the damn blind boxes.
Yeah. So you could get a bunch and then trade with people that have other ones you want. I've seen people do that online too. So yeah, they're fun to collect though. They're cute.
This is true.
Nice.
All right, what have you got going on, John?
Well, this one is special, and I thought someone else would have taken it. But Kyle has some images. I missed out on a previous release from Premium Bandai. It's their Mecha Godzillas. And so here's a great one they have coming, the part of the Ultimate Luminous line, I guess. So I don't know much about them because I missed out on the first one. So this Mecha Godzilla is pretty impressive because it has a light up gimmick, and the arms move. The hands, the shoulders.
Oh wow!
And,
I did remember seeing this. Yeah,
fabulous. About 14.5 centimeters.
That's a good size. That's a great size.
And
wow.
Now the head doesn't move apparently, but that's okay because I guess the light up gimmick or whatever. But that's all right.
Oh yeah.
The arms move, etc. So I'm looking
Oh, that
forward
looks
to it. You
so
can
great.
pre-order it. I already got my pre-order in, but about 7,400 yen. I guess it's about $70.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Not bad.
For a Bandai Premium, John, that's
Yeah,
a pretty
light
good
up.
price.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
good.
look at that. Oh,
That's
that's
for sure.
cool.
And I think it'll be coming out in August. Isn't that dope?
Oh, Sue, that is cool. I like light up
Nice.
stuff. That's
Wait,
fun.
there's one more.
That's a
Yes,
great
there's
price
nothing
point.
like- yeah, they were
Oh
actually-
wow.
Yeah. There was a
Nice.
sample on Twitter, so just
It's a multimedia
Oh.
program, everyone.
It's curious that the head doesn't move. You would think that would be one of the things that they
That's
do.
where
but-
the light up is. So
yeah.
this
Oh, you
is the
could
same
dislodge it if you
series.
twist
I
it,
have an
yeah.
Ultraman from this series.
okay.
And basically, you pop a piece off his back, and you put this light up thing that takes like little tiny watch batteries.
That makes sense. Okay.
Flip the switch on it,
Oh.
put him in there, and then he's in his watch pose.
Wakarimashita.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is emotion.
Right on, John. Thank you very
That's
much.
cool.
Thank you.
All right. I guess that means it's
Yeah.
up to me.
That leaves
News
you.
time. And that, I guess my news definitely wasn't just the Alex news. Okay, so, here we go. Can I get somebody in the chat was like, an artist blaming his tools when the images weren't working. These are not my tools for my art. Okay, so where are we here? Let's share this one first. So I'm going to talk about two news items, technically speaking, because both of them are sort of half news items. Number one, another thing from our good friends at Premium Bandai. They have pre-order
right.
window has opened for this
Fascinating.
GMK figure that
So cute.
looks freaking
Yeah,
gorgeous on its own, but it also comes with this hilarious attachment for
I love it.
Hamtaro. And, so if you didn't know that 2001 was when Godzilla partnered with Hamtaro, and basically they sort of paired GMK, that film, with a Hamtaro short at the beginning of the film. And so this is sort of a celebration of Goji Ham, which is hilarious to me that it's like the scariest looking Godzilla paired with the cutest little hamster.
What a
Anyway,
great
you see,
sculpt.
That
he
is a
does
great
come
sculpt.
with both. It's a great sculpt, but unfortunately what's going on is Premium Bandai's website has a technological issue where if you're looking at it from outside of the website and you don't have outside of Japan, I should say, you don't have a VPN, the website redirects you to the same page over and over again, even if you want to see what they're selling. So if you would like to go check it out, I know awesomecollector.com actually has this for sale right now, just because I am that kind of guy. There it is, $125 for that figure.
Nice.
I believe it's about a 7-8 inch figure, at least the height. It's a really, really great sculpt, and it's cool. I mean, I'm definitely, just because I love GMK, I would be tempted to get that. I'm not going to pick it up myself, but there was actually something else I wanted to show really quickly, and that's
I know what
because
this
last month we talked about the Gigan 50th anniversary, right? So if you didn't know this, there's a crowdsourcing project out there right now to rebuild a Gigan suit, because there is no Gigan suit available for promotional things. Okay, so that's what this is. This is for a promotional video. They will, like they did with Godzilla 2004 and Hedorah. You guys remember that short that they did a little while ago? So this will be similar to that, so that they're going to do a short. It'll be like that. And so basically this project, the Gigan suit launch project, at last I checked, is only 38% done.
Wow.
It goes I can't remember how long it goes until, but it's like, I think in May sometime. Basically what this is doing is raising money to partially pay for Shinichi Wakasa, the suit maker, to create a new promotional Gigan suit, and that Gigan suit will be used in a short that'll be directed by Kazuhiro Nakagawa, who we have met at G-Fest actually. Here are the dates. Yeah, so it's they're closing this crowdfunding thing at May 31st. And the reason I'm bringing this up as a half news item is because if you are not super mega duper savvy on this kind of stuff and you live outside Japan, you can't donate to it. It's just a wild project. And the big reason I'm sharing it is because of all the tiers of support that you can give them, right? So there's postcards, pins and badges, keychains, and then you can get a Blu-ray of this new short. Awesome. And then those are the cheap ones, cheap in quotation marks, and the expensive ones are the t-shirt, the scale of Gigan, which I gotta say,
whoa, that's cool.
That would be tempting. That would be tempting.
That's awesome.
It would be of the new suit, and it would be basically the same. My guess is it would be similar to when Yuji from M1 made all of the Ghidra scales for Ghidra in 2001. Anyway, and then there's a $120 thing where you get a bunch of extra stuff, and then the top one, the $350 one there on the right, that is for an X Plus 30 centimeter Gigan figure. Oh, nice. Which it's a new. Cool. It says it's a X Plus figure of the new suit, and I don't know if that really means that we're talking about a brand new suit. Then that's going to look any different than the original 1972 Gigan. So I don't know what the. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share for my news item. The real news items for this month for me. It's cool, but I am not going to be donating to it because I know that I technically can if I get a VPN and I'll figure out like all how to set up an account and all that stuff. But
a lot of red tape, though, right?
Well, it's a lot of hassle to do it, and hopefully it's one of those things where it happens, but it doesn't happen. Come on, guys. It's just we're talking about a promotional suit. It's not the end of the world, but it's just kind of an interesting thing.
Weren't they already going to do a Godzilla versus Gigan short anyways for this year?
I think like they did for that's what this is for. Like they didn't. I think they're planning that for this. It's all wrapped up. Okay. It's all tied up.
It's very interesting.
All connected.
I actually wish they would have offered something like this when they did the 54 short film they show at the Tsuburaya Museum, because I would definitely have donated on the level that got me the DVD of that, which we still can't see. We still can't own that.
Right.
There's only you can see some of it on YouTube.
You can see some of it on YouTube, but in its entirety, including the making of. I'm dying to have that in my collection because it was such a great experience. I think we watched it several times, Kyle, and it's spectacular. And I would have found a way, red tape or not, to donate to that on the level where I would get a copy of that DVD, if that were the case. But it's kind of cool, and I'm surprised. I thought you were going to talk about the Cavity Colors Gigan T-shirts.
Well, I would love to talk about that, but all we have is one singular teaser image.
That's true.
So we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah,
but
we can talk about that.
You know what? We are exactly as I sort of predicted. We're sort of encroaching on the time where we need to move on to segment 2. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to bring on Mr. Jay Key of Toku Toy Town. What's up, Jay? How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Jay.
How's it going, everyone?
Nice to see you.
Oh, look who I have here next to me.
That's familiar.
Well, he's next to me too.
He's flexing.
Just for a short time longer. He's next to me.
It's a beautiful piece. It really is. And David, thank you for mentioning. I think it doesn't. Any camera that I've ever seen or video does not do this figure justice. It has like some layers. As you peel back the layers, it's like an onion of a figure. It is beautiful. It's awesome, and I'm glad that it's going to. I know a very, very deserving person, whoever wins it.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
absolutely. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for being on here. But what we wanted to tell everybody is that Jay and Toku Toy Town were the providers of this M1 figure that we're going to be giving away. And because we're already past that sort of hour mark, what we're going to do is we're going to chat with Jay for a few minutes. We're going to do our intermission. And Jay, if you have time, please stick around and just kind of hang out with us for Peter's segment.
Awesome.
And we'll pick up the giveaway portion at the end of the show to really make sure everybody sticks around, right?
I love it.
Just a little sneaky. Anyway, Jay, tell us a little bit about Toku Toy Town and consider this to be your shill moment.
I appreciate that. And first off, total honor to be with you guys. And, you guys do such a great service for us in the collecting community. I mean, Kyle, obviously, through Kaiju Cast, you not only brought a lot of people into kaiju, but kaiju fans into creating content in the kaiju community. So thank you, David. I mean, I don't have the clout, maybe you guys do, but I'm going to decree you're kind of the official ambassador of the kaiju community. I'm making that. I feel like you're like the connective tissue, between a lot of these kind of micro fandoms, right? And Christine, I mean, I'm actually mad at you, Christine. We have a fight going on because all the beautiful pictures that you post and all the beautiful pictures that you and your fiance post around California, it makes me want to move back. And so like I'm just but no, and
I can relate to that. True.
And even though we're a very inclusive community, I feel it's always great to have a powerful female voice on such a platform as you guys. And then my boy John. Okay, real quick.
Oh, mercy.
My kaiju. It is truly one of my favorite resources. I think of Club Tokyo, Kaiju. And it was, I believe it was when Michael Hamilton was on from Kaiju Ramen, and everybody go buy Kaiju Ramen, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But I think you were saying you were nervous about, or you didn't consider yourself a writer, right? And
oh, no, I'm not.
I know, and I was like, the stuff that you write is just, you can feel the passion. In fact, where is it here? Oh, it is. From one of your articles, I actually got down the rabbit hole of the Super 8s and the cassette 8s and Nora toys, and I went and bought this. I have the whole thing over here. This is a
Awesome.
John Ruffin influence purchase. Nobody else.
That's what it's about.
Oh my gosh.
Collect all monsters show. But no, yeah, Toku Toy Town. We started about a year ago, and it was one of those things. I had the fortunate pleasure of about a year ago to join a podcast network called the Yes Have Some Network. They were from in my day job. I'm in digital marketing, digital media, and I used to work for Keurig Dr. Pepper. And we did some of our campaigns. We worked with a podcast group of influencers called Yes Have Some. Craig Goldberg, his wife Abigail Gardner, and Jacob Walsh, who you'll hear me refer to as the Tattooed Titan of Tokusatsu. They had this wonderful podcast network there. Huge in like Ghostbusters and pop culture and toy collecting. In fact, I think Craig is probably the only guy I know that has like Jason Reitman and the president of NECA on speed dial, right? And I became good friends with them, and they decided to branch into kaiju. And so Jake asked me to join him on our podcast, YHS on Monster Island. And from there, one of the things, thank you. Yeah. Great work by Baducci Studios out of Australia. Brendan Pierce, great guy. Anyway, and we were, and as I was kind of getting more in the community, talking to folks and stuff, and we talk a lot about collecting on our show as well. Not at the Collect All Monsters level. It's just a segment of ours. But, we talk a lot. And what became very apparent was, everybody here, you guys are super collectors, alpha collectors, but the reality is we make up 1% of even the kaiju community. And going out and talking to people, like some didn't even know and never heard the word Sofubi, right? And some didn't even know about just Bandai vinyls and that we grew up with. And so talking to them about that, there was just this like it's a bridge into this wonderful world of collecting. And so I started making some connections and a few items here and there and trying to educate, but I don't want to sound too preachy, but like teach them about this stuff and like this new world of designer toys and Sofubi. And it just kind of one thing led to another. And it's, my parents always said it's great to have a lot of hobbies, and if you can monetize them, even better. And it just kept on going. And then Toku Toy Town, it's like I said, it keeps on growing. I'm doing a lot of toy shows online, and it's been great. So, but I have to thank the original 3 from Yes Have Some for giving me that chance. I mean, a better triumvirate of podcasting legends you will not meet. They are great folks.
Well, dude, fantastic. That's fantastic.
What an intro.
Oh, dude, if you guys haven't checked out the video podcast that these guys do,
it's great.
Jay is the king of intros. And like there was a moment where I thought, you know what? I should try and mimic Jay's intro style and introduce him that way. And then I was like, nope, I got nothing. And I'm pretty good with being quippy, but yeah, Jay has this ability to just create like 5-minute intros for people and they just feel like
and that's usually when people tune out and they just fast forward past it. Yeah.
Wait, 5-minute intros.
Not 5 minutes.
That's nothing.
It's long.
If you watch Jay's live streams that he does, you did basically like this monologue, and you didn't even take a breath. You went all the way through, and your energy level stayed really high throughout the whole thing. Like it never, ebbed and flowed. It never waned. So I was like so impressed with that. Yeah. And I thought that Kyle Yount had like the best game show host voice. Man, I don't know. You guys are neck and neck now. Like you're both like if I was producing a game show,
competition yielded.
Kyle versus Jay.
If I was producing a game show, you would both be on my speed dial.
I love it.
Kind of like the Jeopardy thing. You could take turns. So
that is the higher words I couldn't even think about. That is amazing. Thank you to compare me to the great Kyle Yount.
Yep. Well, I speak nothing but the truth. So there it is.
Right on, man. Well, hey, I would love to talk to you a little bit more, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to have you just hang out and be part of the show for the rest of the episode. And because we want to get moving on, and we got people who are waiting to see our good friend Peter Santamaria. We're going to go ahead, kick off the old intermission, and when we come back, we'll welcome Godzilla versus AttackPeter.
突破される人類の防衛戦、人類滅亡の危機が迫る中、守護神が目覚め。それは地球を守る最後の切り札、警戒的の武道砕き。
ガメラ。スプラッシュはただいま5分待ちになっております。
しかしウルトラマンネオスは地球上に3分間しかいられなかった。地球に平和と三井グリーンランド。
三井グリーンランドときめきサマーナイト。ウルトラときめくラブラブナイト。真夏の夜は三井グリーンランド。
本物の質感、本物の迫力、そして躍動する筋肉。これは映画ではない、目の前の現実だ。映画を超えた迫力、リアルアクション、ゴジラ対デストロイヤー。
あれはカブトだ。いやいやセミだ。ちゃうぞ、カブトゼミだ。ワンちゃん、いやワンガル、ペリカン、いやペリギン、かっこいいんだから。高徳トイスのいただきメカ新発売。
Welcome back.
We're back.
Okay.
Oh, I can't hear Kyle.
I can't hear Kyle either. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it's me. It's me.
Oh, hey.
It's me. It's once again that stupid mute button. No. Okay, so we are here for our second half of the show. Thank you for being here. For people who've been waiting for Peter Santamaria, you only have to wait just a couple seconds longer. You didn't miss the giveaway because we ended up we're doing it at the end of the show. Thanks to Mr. J. Key right here. He's going to hang out with us for the rest of this as well. Thank you for hanging out during the intermission. And why don't we just go ahead and bring on the man of the hour, the Mondo artist.
Hey.
Carves these amazing images of Godzilla and even more. We're going to talk to him. We've talked to him before, actually. What I should say is we've had Peter on the show in brief stints here and there, quick edited videos, but we've never been able to really sit down, pick his brain. And I'm sure because Peter does his own show, he's going to turn the tables on us at some point and start asking us crazy questions. But dude, Peter Santamaria, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Collect All Monsters.
Hey,
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't know if can you hear my effects? This means
yes.
They're a little quiet. They're not coming through your sound.
You have a lot of screaming fans.
How's that? Is that good?
The crowd is
there we go.
There's Godzilla for sure.
I heard Godzilla.
Somebody's got a soundboard on this show. Finally.
What's going on, guys?
Hey man,
what's up, Peter?
Look, what people don't know is that our show Attack here on YouTube, AttackPeter on YouTube, we have $1 million budget every episode. I know you'd think at Skybound they'd give you more per episode, but look, we do a lot with a little, and the effects are really showing through, especially in our intros lately. Anybody who watches our show knows we go all out. We go all out. So, we just announced last episode that we're going to be reviewing toys, here and there, because it gives me a reason to buy toys and use them on the show. So if anybody who owns a Sofubi shop and within hearing distance of this wants to send toys over to just for review and promote,
just send them on a beater.
And
they'll take care of them for you.
I'll store them for you. Yeah. Can I show you guys my box day that I had?
Of course.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Okay. It's not
Can't miss a box day.
It's not technically kaiju. Okay, so okay. Let me show you what I got here. Hold on.
Right, cool.
So first of all, I had a moment recently where I was like, man, you guys ever seen the movie The Mole People?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Classic.
Like-
Classic Universal film.
Yes. So I think Mego, is it Mego or Migo? How do you pronounce Migo?
I think it's Migo, but I've never heard of it official.
So they're killing it lately, and they're making their figures available at like Target, and it's just like I just can't resist it when I see it. And then I saw they announced this online, and I had to order it, but
Oh my god, look at that. That's awesome.
Oh, it's the Mole Man.
And then so I'm like, I was like just loving, the designs, like just looking at it and enjoying it. I'm like, man, I need something more than just a Migo figure, And so I went to Trick or Treat Studios and I got this.
Oh my gosh, look at that. That's so cool. Your next Halloween costume.
Actually, if you guys haven't seen Peter's show, like his display that he has behind him, sometimes he's got like masks down below, right?
Yeah. I have, what happened was last year for Halloween, Gabby, my wife, and Gabby, who's also on the show, we were talking about how Miami's like dying when it comes to Halloween spirit. And so we're like, there's nothing to do. And it's either get drunk and get half naked and run across the street or nothing. You don't even have seasons here. Like I have a friend of mine, offered to send me some like orange leaves in a plastic bag from New York so I can feel fall. But so we decided that we're going to throw the Halloween party, and we threw a killer Halloween party last year. And it just gave me an excuse to go online and buy a bunch of masks and put them all throughout the house. And
Love that stuff.
Yeah. So a word to the wise, if you want an excuse to get some good Halloween gear, throw a party. And then it's just, for the people.
You know what it is, Peter? It's too damn hot. Nobody wants to put a hot ass costume on in Miami.
I mean, listen to me. Everybody is literally hot here. Literally, very attractive populace in Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if look no further than present company. It's just it's out of control. David, you'd fit right in.
Oh please.
A tall drink of water like you.
No. But I don't even want to put a costume on here, and it's cold as hell in Seattle. It's too hot. But have you seen Astro Zombies in Osaka?
Yeah, I've been there.
They've got tons of Halloween stuff all year round, and he's Fuji is a huge collector of like Halloween memorabilia and Universal Monster stuff. So I've actually seen that mask that you're holding in Osaka, and Kyle, you saw it too, in upstairs in his collection. I don't even know if it's for sale, but I love that stuff too.
Let me show you one more that's like lesser known. Hold on a second here.
Oh.
And I don't feel like this movie gets a lot of love or enough love, I would say. It is like, I got the creature from back here. By the way,
I love the creature. Creatures is
Trick or Treat Studios, by the way, you guys, like fantastic company. If you haven't checked their stuff out, they make tons of stuff. It's like really good. Like this is an amazing deal. It's like a $50 mask, and it looks amazing. It's like
so. I used to have their Hellboy mask.
Okay, so like, but now look what I've got online. It's the Revenge of the Creature.
No, that's the Creature Walks Among Us.
Creature Walks Among Us. Creature Walks Among Us. The saddest of all the movies, I think.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
And I used to hate that movie, but now I love it because they try to make him human.
Yeah.
And of course, the more human he is, the more pathetic he is. So it's that's pretty rare. Yeah.
If you've never seen it, I mean, spoilers, but I think you had your chance. So the fact of the matter is that after 2 or 3 movies, in the third movie, they basically take the creature and they perform a surgery to make him more human. And, he's still a monster. He's still messing everything up. But by the end of the movie, he finally, escapes and goes back to the ocean and realizes he can't go back home because they removed his gills. And so it's like he has no home on Earth and he has no home in the ocean. It's awful.
So
yeah, it's one of those ambiguous endings where it's like he's walking towards the water.
Yeah.
Is he going to go in there and just drown, or is he just going to stand there? So it's like a really tragic ending. It's an underrated film, and
super underrated.
It's really, really good. And Sven Gulli, I don't know if you guys get that there.
Yeah.
Sven Gulli shows all of these Universal films like on a rotation, and it's a nice thing. It reminds me of the old days back in the 70s when we had the Creature double feature and Dr. Shock. John,
Dr. Shock.
he's like the modern equivalent of Dr. Shock. So Keith and I watched Sven Gulli when we remember to watch this on Saturday nights at like 8:00. So
yeah. It's on YouTube
cool.
anytime if you ever want to watch.
Well, there you go. There you go.
All right, now stop derailing the show, David. Let's get back into what we're here for.
Okay, sorry.
Kyle, you were saying at the top.
Oh, I was saying, what was I saying? I'm sure I was saying something along the lines of, Peter, thank you for being here. And if anybody is unfamiliar with Peter Santamaria, his I guess his handle, you'd go look him up on Instagram, would be AttackPeter, at AttackPeter. And Peter's been doing this linoleum block cuts, right? Art prints for many, many years. I know we've covered it before, but Peter, would you just super briefly just give us a reason? Like, tell us.
Absolutely. And
actually, I believe someone asked, one of their questions was like how you decided to get into this medium.
Okay, so
that'd be Christine.
Yeah. Here's the thing is, linoleum block print making is a super old technique, predated by wood block carvings and really popular in medieval times and obviously in Japan. And as an art teacher, which I was an art teacher for 13 years, it was the project that all of my kids of all ages, and I taught from kindergarten all the way up to University of Miami grad students. And it was the single medium that everybody dropped their like anxiety about, I don't know how to draw. Everybody had fun. Everybody was okay with doing weird stuff. And it gave you a finished, undeniably finished result. Whereas when you're learning to draw and you got a pencil, or if you're painting or whatever, sometimes it's not clear that you are finished. But with printmaking, you pick a design, you don't even have to invent something. You can do a letter, you can do a number, but you get to draw it on, you can trace it on, you carve it, you roll ink on the carving, you put paper on the inked carving, and there's all these different processes. But by the end, you're done. And I think it made everybody feel more comfortable being experimental in my classes. And so little by little over the years, I started doing more and more of it in the school year. Finally, I pitched the last school I was working to give me a printmaking only class. And in 2012, I was doing paintings, digital art, and printmaking. And I did my first convention in Miami. And I noticed that everything sold pretty well, but nobody was doing block prints, and everybody was, caught off guard by it. And like, what is this? And I was selling, 20 by 30 block prints back then for $40. So for those of you, you had your chance for like 8 years. Unlicensed great pieces that are now hundreds on eBay for $40 forever. But the point is, I was setting up at a convention. And I talk to people about this all the time. Like, if you want to do something, find a market and then cater to the market if you want to be successful. If you don't care about that, then do whatever you want. But if you want to be successful, find some type of marketplace. And so the cons were that. And nobody was doing handmade art that they could sell at the same price point. But because I was making prints, right, I could making multiples off each carving, I could bring the price down per print and, make it worth my while, doing the work and still give people a great deal. So people would come into the convention. Some people were selling like digital prints and laser prints and all this, and they would charge $20. And it was a beautiful digital piece of art on like 11 by 17 paper. Fantastic. Easy to frame, but then they would go to my booth and it was only $40, and it's like 3 times the size. It's all handmade. The paper is tactile. So I figured out I got an edge in the market here. And it was fun for me. It catered to my lifestyle, which at the time I was a young art teacher, and I had to go from class to class to class. To class. I didn't have my own classroom. I had to travel art on a cart. And so my lifestyle back then was either take all my painting supplies and clean up and tear down every time I have a planning period or a lunch break, or bring a little block with me. And if I got to move, it's just a block and a carving tool. 2 things. And if I got to move it, just grab it, go, put it down. I can carve, boom. Anytime I had a faculty meeting, I was carving, ignoring the principal, talking, carving, whatever I had to do, you know? And so it became a style that not only fit my lifestyle that was crazy at the time, but it also seemed to please everybody. And it allowed me to explain a medium that, while everywhere, it's super ubiquitous, not a lot of people know about it. In the pop culture scene especially, you know what I mean?
So your stuff is absolutely unique in that landscape, dude.
You know, now there's a lot, there's more people doing it. My buddy Brian Reedy has been doing it for quite a while too. We have different drawing styles, but he's been doing it for a while. He was in the fine art scene for a long time before. But I think the reason I stand out, you know, even with people doing it now, and I'm happy that people are doing it. People send me all the time, hey, I tried it for the first time, or hey, I'm gonna go pick up a set. Yeah, try it. It's awesome. It's fun. And you don't have to be good, you know, at anything to do it. And so, but I think what sets it apart, and I think the reason, you know, the Godzilla figure that we're going to talk about was made or pursued, you know, by Mondo in the first place as a set of prints, is the drawing style and the medium. So stylization of something, you know, the difference between a great artist like, you know, one of my favorite artists, Jason Edmiston, right? If you don't know his work, my God, he's everywhere, man. He's the guy they go to make the like, he does Mondo posters, but he does the Eyes Without a Face series, or just the eyes of everything.
Yeah.
He did I think he did the Halloween pinball machine, you know, that came out recently. The guy's everywhere, but he does very realistic interpretations of these iconic characters, and because of that, he'll always have a gig. He's going to be classic because he is just a killer and represents the stuff we love so well, right? And that's one way of approaching this. And my upbringing was always, I wanted to have a style that no matter where you were, if you knew my work, you knew that was me, you know. And my favorite artists growing up had that same effect. Frank Miller, Mike Mignola, you know, the guys who did, you know, Hellboy and all that. Like, if you look at Hellboy and you look at Mike Mignola's work, you know that's Mignola no matter what he does, right? True. And for me, that was always important, you know. So that's, you know, I think what sets me apart now, even aside from just the block prints, because now we're talking about this toy, it's 3D and people know it's my work, and that's part of the stylization.
Let me get your work on screen here. We got you sent me a whole bunch of photos here to go through. So I'm just gonna sort of like
no. Let's get to this later. No, go.
Get this one later.
Yeah. Let's put this together in some kind of order here. First of all, if you want to see the prints that I sent you, the Godzilla Raise Again print, you see that there? Put that one up. So this is like the print we just dropped on Mondo, and we did an AP release Thursday night. So this is the latest in the series. You know, I was telling Christine, I can't wait to do Heisei films, and I want to do all of them, but I got to finish the Showa ones. We're too close. We're 8 in. I want to get them all done, and maybe we can.
Yeah, you're almost there then.
Believe it or not, no, there's still like 6 more I have to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But you're over halfway. You got this.
We're going. But this, you know, it's a perfect representation of what we're talking about. Like Godzilla Raids Again, that suit is already unique. You guys know it. That it's like that flat, boxy little face design. The ears are pronounced, the fangs are pronounced, and so I wanted to make sure that I captured that, but also stylized it so that he's extra boxy, kind of angular. There's like the weird. I know Godzilla doesn't have scales, guys, so you don't have to DM me that anymore. Like, you know what I mean? And so, you know, and make sure now post figure release that the prints look like the figure too, you know, that because I want that there to be some cohesion there. And so, yeah, this is an example of that. These prints we dropped on our stream. These are the special edition ones that you have up with Anguirus at the bottom. Normally the Mondo prints do not have the Anguirus extra stamp at the bottom, but for the special editions that we do on my show on YouTube, we do 50 with that extra stamp at the bottom. So that's pretty cool.
I was there. I was there during Peter's stream, and I attempted to get one of these, and oh my God, dude. I'll be honest. I'm one of those guys that I'm for the Mondo stuff, the way they release things. I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with missing out when I'm too slow. And in this situation, boy howdy was I too slow, because I was like, I'm moving soon, and I was like, oh right, my new address, and the next thing I know, it's like out of stock.
Well, look at AJ from Kaiju Live finally got one. Nobody was trying more than that guy when he couldn't get one in the past, and he finally got one. God, I'm so happy for him. You know, although he has one of the rare ones that was pre-licensed, so good for him.
Yeah. Eric says that he's when you do Terror of Mechagodzilla, he's got to do whatever he has to get
Oh, I
it.
can't wait to see that one.
You gotta get that one.
It's exciting looking forward to like the next one you're gonna put out, because I had never heard of this type of art until I've seen yours. I've seen your work. So
yeah, it is a cool.
Really stands out.
Yeah, and I think as a collector myself, I look for those things that are conversation starters. You know, the only there's nothing about collecting that is as good as sharing it with other people, especially when you have. If you think about it, like during the pandemic, if not for online collect all monsters, stuff like this, how would you like enjoy your collection the same way? You really don't. You know, it's sharing it. And so for me, you know, this artwork, I know if you get one of these prints, you got a conversation piece, whether it's a small piece, whether it's a big piece,
absolutely
it stands up out apart, you know, and that's my responsibility as an artist to make sure that if you're spending money on this, it is like, it's one of those pieces you're always going to have out.
You're very true. It's very true what you said about conversation piece, because when Keith and I brought it in to get framed, the awesome piece that I have of yours, they were so that one right there. Thank you again for that. It's spectacular.
My pleasure.
We went really whole hog with the framing job on this, and the framers were really stoked at that image. They were like, "This is so great. I've never seen anything like this before." And the great thing about your work, Peter. First of all, you've succeeded when people see your work, they know it's you immediately. Okay, that's huge success right there. And second of all, it actually transcends whether you're a collector or not. People who aren't collectors can still look at your work and say, hey, this is linoleum block printing. This is a fantastic piece of art, right? Regardless of the subject matter, right? Even though the subject matter happens to be dope as hell. And then, you know, your other stuff, like your mummy and your creature and your wolfman, or Gillman, I don't know what you're calling it, but those pieces too, you know, have their audience as well. And, you know, your original stuff too has its own audience. So you've definitely, you know, come into the pantheon of what people think of when they think of kaiju art and beyond.
And, you know, dude, that was very intentional. In fact, the funny thing is I've had it was very difficult to kind of be confident with this stuff, believe it or not, because when I was coming up, I always feel like I was late to the game in a lot of ways, because, you know, where I was remote, I couldn't figure out a way into this stuff. And then I would talk to other artists, and other artists would shit on everything. I would tell them like, hey, I'm thinking, you know, because I was doing all my original stuff, and I'm like couldn't get the attention. I'm like, I'm gonna do a convention and do some pop culture stuff, and like, I think that'll help people figure out who I am, and then I can put some original stuff in there. Man, you should hear the artist like, I don't really think it's, you know, you keep a lot of your integrity when you're doing other people's characters, people that you know and love, and I won't name them. And so at the time, I'm like, oh fuck, really? Am I gonna be like, what am I doing here? Am I ruining my name? But I just started at some point. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I have fun doing. Right. And
that's the key right there.
And we're glad you did.
Do what you love.
Yeah. Oh, and also it's like the audacity of thinking that just because you make something, people should give a shit. Like that is not like logical thinking whatsoever. I knew that if no one knows who I am, if I'm going to set up by the way, my first convention was like, you know, Kevin O'Neill was signing there, like Neil Adams, and like legends. Like, who's going to stop at my booth when you can, you know, talk to these guys, right? I got to do something big to stand out. And, you know, and then if I get people over, I can talk to them, explain the process. Then maybe, you know, I can put my own stuff in there. And that's what happened in 2019 with Takaro. You know, I was actually going to DesignerCon 2019 to pitch a line of sci-fi toys to a certain company. And I did them all digitally, the drawings, and I showed them to James Groman. By the way, have you guys had James Groman on the show?
No, we haven't had
No.
Probably next year or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, so the point is, like, he goes, you can't do all these block prints that people love and then do a digital drawing and submit that. No go. You got to do a carving, do a print. So I made my first Takaro print. I think I sent it to you, Kyle, if you want to show it. It is that one. And I put this up on display right in between Gamera, Godzilla, and King Kong. And it was the same composition. This vertical thing with the big blocky Japanese text. And so I put it right in line. And when people were going, "Ooh, I want that Godzilla," or "I want that King Kong," well, who's that? I want that. They didn't even know who it was. And I didn't think we were going to sell any, but we sold them all in the first afternoon.
Wow.
Well, that's the key. That's the key
awesome.
right there. You just explained what the way to do it is because people they gravitate towards what they dig already, right? And if you're a Godzilla fan, if you're fan of Universal Monsters, you get their attention with that. They buy that, and then they're like, "Hey, this guy's really good.
Yeah,
what's that? Hey, I want that too."
Absolutely.
That's the way to do it. So I'm glad that you followed your own, guiding light and not taking the advice of these other people.
It also was part of how I decided to do the figure, because I knew that I wanted to do Takaro, but I also wanted to do a Godzilla figure at some point. I wanted to do these prints. The second I came out with those prints at Mondo, I said, I need to find like the hardcore fans online and start hanging with them and talking with them and seeing what they talk about and think about. 'Cause I was very much in my own bubble. And that's when I joined your guys' Facebook group, Kaiju Live. I started watching all the shows on YouTube and like, okay, what's everybody into? What are the things like? And so I really wanted to get a good sense of what the hardcore fans loved and were looking for in their stuff, and I think that's what really helped, and I would post my stuff in there and meet you guys. And I loved hanging, like Alex was saying earlier on the show, like in that interview, like this is the best part of it, what we're doing now, and the artwork gives me a chance to meet you guys and talk to you guys. And so when I was designing the Godzilla figure early on, I did take all that into consideration. What is something that these guys would want and get excited for, so it is important to think about you guys.
Well,
your Takaro is awesome, dude. People are giving it love right now.
Oh, well, here's the cool thing. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. This is the thing. July is going to be a huge month, you guys. And for me, it's kind of like, I don't want to say make or break. That's very dramatic, but it is a month where we're putting all our eggs at Skybound in the Takaro basket. And we're going to launch a Kickstarter in July for a book that I've been working on, a field guide to Takaro's home planet.
I love field guides. Those are great. Love that stuff.
You guys, I sent some samples of the work that's going to be in it. And the funny thing is, we've already been selling some of the work. Like, Kyle, you got the two-headed turtle Akukame there, and then the one right next to it, the big salamander-looking guy with 4 arms. You can show those. So this is a sample of the type of work. No, not these. This is the toy sample, but it's the
hang on, I got it. Okay, here. This guy?
Yes, that one. Okay. So this is the same character, but there's some narrative in the image, right? So, one of my biggest influences growing up was Where's Waldo? I don't know if you guys used to love that book. Love it. And so I used to love all the little details going around in the bottom and, all that kind of stuff. So these images have a giant monster, then they have like an alien civilization being affected by their presence and all that. And so this planet is the one that I'm illustrating scenes from to explain what the presence of these giant monsters mean there. Are they good, bad, chaotic, neutral? The civilizations around them, who are they? What do they do? What do they eat? Where do they live? Do they pray? That kind of stuff. And and we're exploring it. Skybound is giving me an opportunity to go real in depth. And the Kickstarter in July is going to be for that book, but not just for that book. I wouldn't come on Collect All Monsters and just talk about a book, okay? But there's another sample from this, right? So beautiful. This is Polakiri.
I like this one.
I like that one.
I like
He's
that
cool.
one.
Yeah. This is another character we'll be exploring. Like in these prints, you get to see like reoccurring characters, reoccurring like plants and ships and things like that. So we're kind of building out some narrative and recognition for some of these pieces and characters and monsters little by little through these print releases, So if you're following me, you're getting stuff like pre-release. Imagine being able to buy the original art of the page from a comic that you are going to love before it even comes out. That's kind of the idea for it, But now, Kyle, if you want to put up the other pictures that you had put, there's the back and front of Akukame and a Takaro back and front. These sketches I showed on my stream a few weeks back. And since we're going to get into the Godzilla figure in a second, these are the designs that are going to be turned into figures this year.
Awesome. Oh, nice.
I made the
I
two-headed
like the
turtle.
shell. I like the detail on the shell on the back. That's really neat.
Yeah, I'm stoked on it. And Takaro, which is the one right next to it in the messenger, if you have it there, Kyle, so you can see, he's also going to be turned into a figure. In fact, the truth is the sculpt's done on it already. I cannot wait to show it to people. But it's the same team behind the Godzilla.
You can't show that, right? Like the
sculpt. Oh, not the sculpt, not the sculpt, not the sculpt.
I know what you're talking about.
But the little sketch where it has his little shell next to him.
I think I'll have to. I must have missed that one. So
Okay.
let me see if I can grab it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got it?
Actually, that is here. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
I love the name Akukame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably just demon turtle, and but
that's awesome.
Yeah, so this is Takaro. This is the sketch that we're working on as a figure. It's already been made into a figure. It's way better than I could have even made it. Same team who did the Godzilla.
Nice.
Hector, Mikey, Tufan Caesar, the sculptor from the Godzilla figure. And it's going to be a skybound release. We're going to do it in vinyl PVC, I think, but it's going to be bigger. It's going to be in line with like the Marusan 9-inch scale stuff. So it'll be bigger.
Interesting.
And right now,
Alex Sawyer was asking when are we going to see a gigantic series, Takaro?
Well, buy the shit out of this one and we'll get it. I guarantee you. I'm not going to stop until we get a 24-inch megaton.
Oh, oh man.
Nice.
Wow.
But this one's going to have 10 points of articulation. I cannot wait to show this. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome, man.
How exciting. I'm so excited for you.
It's crazy, and
it's really taken off for you.
Well, you know what it is? It's like I like talking about it because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any plan. I don't have a grand plan of any kind. I just say, what's the next cool thing? Next cool thing. Whatever you guys respond to, I design for myself as the fan, and then whatever you guys respond to, I go, oh yeah, more of that. Let's do more of that. And if nobody likes something, I'm like, we'll come back to that later, and we'll rethink it later.
When is that happening?
Yeah, when exactly
happening with you,
For
Peter?
example, if there's something that's less hyped, I want to just really focus on the cream that rises to the top.
Man, my Prince sold out in 30 seconds as opposed to 3. People must hate it.
No, but the truth is, I just want it to be like the thing is too is like working with a company like Skybound, I want to make sure that we have the potential to do something that's at the scale of the next Invincible or the next Walking Dead thing. It has to be planned out like this. So I'm working with a writer right now who's my best friend since first grade. His name is Jared Rosello, and he just released his second graphic novel at IDW called Red Panda and Moon Bear, and he's working on something really wild I can't talk about, but he's working with me on the book. I give him all the ideas for the monsters and the civilizations and the story that's happening and all this, and he threads it up and types it up nicely, and it's just coming out so killer, you guys. Cannot wait to show it to you guys.
Nice.
Yeah,
this sounds
I'll look forward
super
to that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I know I had heard whispers of the Kickstarter thing, but that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, July, you guys. If I've ever made you happy in any regard, if you've ever felt like you want to support this, come hard in July if you can. I promise it's gonna be killer shit, no fluff. Okay, literally dropping 2 figures. The book's gonna be awesome, prints, everything. So you never know. Come hard.
Okay, we're gonna
Fair
just
enough.
highlight a couple of comments here.
Yeah.
Insomniac Drive-In says it's fierce looking.
Oh, thank you.
Octeal says he wants a Takaro figure. Giuseppe says your work is amazing, and later on he says thank you for making black and white art popular. You're an innovator. And then Liam says a 65 Godzilla in your style would be great, by the way. Which I'm always going to vote for a Monster Zero.
Daisenso Goji, yes sir, yes ma'am.
You know what's interesting is, so let's talk about if you guys want to talk about the Mondo figure, the Godzilla.
Let's move into it.
That's the original. We talked about this, I think, briefly, but this was kind of like a lark, talking about how I have no plan. I met the guys at Mondo at Comic-Con in 2019. The way I met them was serendipitous. I saw one of the guys there, an awesome dude named Matt Hardiman, followed me on Instagram months before. I go, hey, you work at Mondo? He's like, yeah, I do. Your work's awesome. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I will send you a shit ton of free prints if you take half of them and to the Mondo office and just leave them in the break room. Wow. And that's how I got their attention. So when I saw them at Comic-Con, the line at Mondo, if you've never seen it, it wraps all around the convention center. It's insane. It's like a fortress, you know. And so I knew they were there. I walked over with a print. I go, hey, it's me. I'm right behind you. If you get a chance, come talk. And I had been asking everybody who came up to my booth that year to work with me on something like, hey, we want to work with you. I go, do you have the Toho license? It's like a joke with the AttackPeter print crew. Like they know the joke that people would just come up to us and I'm like, oh, I want to do something with you. Like, do you have the Toho license? Because it was like nobody had it. Nobody had it. Like they would they would work with me. No, nobody has that. It's impossible to get it. No, I swear to you, I talked like 20 different people. Toho license, Toho license, Toho license. Finally, Rob Jacobs from Mondo comes over and says, we have the Toho license.
The needle in the haystack.
Ding, 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 ding.
We agreed to doing 3 prints. I was sketching them on the plane ride back already. So when we got back, we started working on them. And when we released them, they sold out faster than I ever thought anything could sell out. And immediately after that, I did an Instagram live thanking people. Like, holy shit, guys, you know, thank you. And in the Instagram live, I saw the Mondo guys in it. And I you know, joking around, I told everybody watching, I said, hey, if you guys really like those prints, and if maybe you'd want to see a fucking figure of this one day, like, let them know. They're here listening right now. Tell them you want to see a figure, you know? And I had no idea they were planning on doing figures. I never knew of this Godzilla museum. I thought maybe they would laugh me off the stage, you know, that kind of thing. And they immediately messaged me after to tell you, like, show you how they are. Like, they're like, we would love to do one, dude. You want, let's go, let's do it. And that's how I started talking to Hector.
So cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Just on a goof, you know, between you guys and me. No one's watching to tell anybody this, but between us, I got scolded for doing that actually by someone in the business, that it was not a good way to do business because I put Mondo on the spot. But look, here we are.
Yeah, look good.
Look where we are.
Sorry, put them on the fucking spot.
Yeah. hey, I've got a question for you, Peter. What were the very first pieces that you did under the Toho license? I can't remember what they were. If you can just remind us.
Godzilla vs. Mothra. I did Godzilla vs. Smog Monster, and I had to, in case I never got the chance to do it again, Ibira Horror of the Deep. I had to. My favorite. So 65, I'm there, dude. Like I love that movie. For me, Tropical Godzilla is a thing. Like I always associate Godzilla and beaches. Godzilla, you know what I mean? I'm a Miami guy, and so like I would watch the movies and I assumed they were taking place here in Miami when I was a kid. But yeah, so Ibira Godzilla, Son of Godzilla, to me still top.
Oh, that's
that's fantastic.
And you know, objectively speaking, best suit in the entire series. Objectively, Leslie would agree. And so but yeah, those are the movies I had to do Ibira. I love it. But yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, so you know, going back to all that, the idea is that I was shitting my pants internally. I'm like, no one's gonna want to work with me again. Like, it was like a nice pat on the back, good for you, you know, do something else. But we kept everybody wanted to do something else. And so the figure launches. It's a great success, thank God. And now I'm like talking to, you know, messaging Hector and messaging Chris Mowry and like, hey, should we do more figures and should we like splinter off from the museum line? Because the museum line, you wouldn't have another AttackPeter in the museum line. That makes no sense for what their goal is. Their goal is to have
Yes, Keith. Yes, Keith. Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
I'd be down.
And that comes through.
Yeah, but the goal, I think, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, is to do do a separate AttackPeter Godzilla line because the response was so good, and then maybe you know do them at a larger scale, maybe so they fit with the like. I want them to fit with my Maru-san.
Should have like a a top 5 lineup.
Yeah. Well,
Biolante.
You'd have to do Godzilla.
You know,
right?
Biolante.
Well, you'd have to do a new Godzilla because you would have to start a new line. Of bigger figures, right? So right off the gate, we have to do a new Godzilla, right? And by the way, no one's guessed the Godzilla I based this one on entirely right. So we'll talk about that in a second. Then we'd have to do. I think we'd have to do Mecha Godzilla. It would
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
John's like,
it's a given. Yes.
You know, you got to do the big 3. You got to do the big 3, Peter. You got to do Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. The big 3.
Let's do this. Everybody pick one. John, you pick Mechagodzilla?
Absolutely.
We're doing it. David,
King Ghidorah.
Done. Kyle.
Design that for me.
Geigen.
Oh,
Jay, what do you want, Jay? Is this your time?
Oh, I'm totally Angerous. I'm an Angerous guy.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Christine.
Violante.
Okay, maybe not
My
really
girl.
show of figures, but okay, yeah. Build a figure that comes back to every piece.
And what would Leslie say?
Yes.
Maybe a Gyra.
Yeah.
Leslie might say Gyra.
Actually, the Gargantua is
Oh, the
in your
Gargantua.
style, Peter. That would be pretty dope.
Yes, the Frankenstein brothers would be fantastic.
I'll do as much as they would have me do, to be honest with you. I cannot wait.
Do them all. We want them all.
And special thanks to Toho, because I'm a little obnoxious, I think, and they've been so good. And the sketches that I send them are awful. The ones they have to approve, and they just approve it. And not all companies are like that. Like I send them really crude digital sketches.
Mothra,
and they're just like, go ahead. So big thanks to everybody, Chris and everybody at Toho. Thank you, honestly.
Wait, can I change mine? Storyboard.
Oh yeah,
because you've already done a print of storyboard, which I think that's my biggest regret for not being able to pull the trigger fast enough.
I don't think I have.
You do.
Yeah?
Well, it's sort of the maquette storyboard 54. The one is one of your early ones.
Oh, okay, yes.
And it's sort of like the conglomeration of the maquette and the storyboard with the ears and the.
All right, we'll do it.
Yeah, that would be.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do everything. We'll do it all.
Do it all, man. We'll do it all. You want to show off the drawing of your Godzilla figure?
Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys got to see this. So there's a sketch first that I sent you, Kyle, so you can see the original sketch that I sent in.
The original sketch.
Like there's like four sketches there.
Yeah.
So this is like the first thing I sent them to like get an idea of what the thing would look like. And by the way, just because I've watched all the YouTube reviews and everybody guessing and this, I really based the pose mostly on the 68-25 centimeter, just so everybody knows.
Oh.
The pose.
It's interesting.
I could identify that.
In these sketches, Peter, it looks like a 67 almost from the front angle. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a 67.
Yes. So the pose I based on this figure, but the face, the head shape definitely boxy like a 67. I tried to get the eyebrow ridges from the 64. You can see it like in the 3/4 turn. And then the eyes I based them off like Heisei eyes, because I always feel like the badassness of the Heisei stuff. And then try to keep them boxy overall and kind of like stance like that. So yeah, it's a little bit of everything, but if I could make my own, what would it look like basically? And I can't believe that they took this and if you look, Kyle, there's like a smooth gray one, so you guys can see what this process looks like. This gray like sculpt,
smooth gray sculpt.
Yeah, it's like the second one I sent you, the second picture I sent you.
All right, that should be down here. Facebook it was weird. When I saved everything out, everything's like in a completely different order. I'm not blaming my tools, of course.
I keep dragging it into YouTube and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I like how it's a mismatch, like a mix match of a whole bunch of different. Godzilla.
It's a conglomeration.
Really cool.
It's hybrid. Yeah.
Basically. If you don't see that one, Kyle, show the one with the claw, because at one point we were really going to include Ibira's claw as a pack in for it.
Oh, that
but
would
it
be
raised
great.
Mondo was all on board, Toho was all on board, but it raised the price of everything so much that I thought like we should not come out the gate with this. We should kind of like but there's a smooth.
Oh, there it is. That's what you're talking about.
So this is what I get first, just so you guys can see. Like the smooth one.
There's the claw. Look at that. That's cool.
This is what I get first, and it was very rounded, so I kind of like digitally added angles to all the smooth shapes to let them know that we want to really emphasize the carved polygonal nature of this. And so then they take it back, and then they send me these turnarounds, right? It's kind of cool to see the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then eventually they sent me these like texturally to check the textures of it.
Yes.
Wow.
I lost it when I saw these, you guys. It was nuts.
Dude,
Look at that.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I love these because they look at the color of the linoleum. So I
right.
They really do. It translates really well.
Color.
Yeah, right. But I look at
That's
the claw
so
is
cool.
big. The claw is big.
That's awesome.
It was supposed to be like really silly. Like, let's just put the claw in there. No one would ever do that. And then they were all on board. They didn't even no hiccups. It's just that at the end of the day, it was so much more. I think it would have raised it like too much to be reasonable. But at some point, look at that. See,
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
That's dope.
Well, maybe further on down the line we can get
Second release, right?
Yeah.
That'll be like the mail-in order when you take all your proof of purchases, put them in an envelope as a self-sealed SASE.
Cool.
Yeah, you just put a claw in a bag.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I'm
That's
really
some unique
I'm excited.
behind the scenes stuff that I didn't even expect to see. That's really cool.
Isn't that cool? I have to shout out David and all you guys who send these amazing pictures of the figure. Like,
oh, thanks,
it
man.
was such a surreal experience to be on this end and see that, because I'm a collector like you guys. I get a figure, I take pictures of it. I don't know, I just like doing it. I don't even always share them, but it's like a fun thing. So seeing people take pictures of the figure that I designed, it just blew my mind. So thank you. I know for you it's fun to do and you just do it because you enjoy doing it, but it's very meaningful for me to see this kind of stuff because it's like an embracing. I didn't even realize till now the cars. That's amazing. But like it's like everybody embracing it. Like we're a big community. We all
that's the one. I had fun with that one.
Yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
Brilliant.
I saw that background. I'm like, oh,
Backdrop.
I got to grab that
Yeah,
for that figure and take a shot of that.
Look at this.
That was great.
Oh, I didn't see this one before. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
many clever people out there.
Yeah,
that
look
was
at
great too.
I love it, dude. So much
It's
fun.
always cool to see
you
what
saw
people
this?
do.
So
Art Adams, man.
cool. So
How cool is that, dude?
That's super cool.
That's the
a
other
huge
cool thing about.
endorsement.
Yeah, right. That's the other cool thing about this figure is like people like him reached out and followed me after this. I'm like, holy shit, Art Adams.
Oh my god.
I started talking to Art Adams and like, hey, dude, thanks. And then like, we got to talking and I sent him a figure, and he was stoked on it. But how cool is that? I was telling someone the other day, like, if you're my age, I'm 38. If you're in that general range, you probably remember the Marvel cards and from the early 90s, the trading cards, like the Marvel Series 1, Series 2. And I used to collect them like they were like religious, like scripture, like I just so precious. And I remember loving a certain drawings, and over the years I would look at them and go, who did these drawings? Dude, Art Adams did the majority of them, and all the amazing ones are Art Adams. Forget about it. Like,
there you go.
And so it's just so cool to close loops like that in my mind. You know what I mean?
It's come full circle. It's come full circle.
Super rad.
Yeah, it's really cool. Good stuff.
John Ruffin had a question for you that I think that's probably be a good time.
Peter, it's an honor to be able to ask you this, to be on this with you. What in your childhood inspired you most, or who and what, and where'd you catch the desire just for drawing and for art?
Well, the funny thing is, I'll say my influence to get for the collecting bug, was my grandfather. Rest in peace. And my grandfather was so cool, man. Like he was really into it. Cause at the time I'm like, I would look back and I'm like, I would get a Ninja Turtle figure, a Ghostbusters figure, or whatever it is, or like one of these rack dinosaur toys from the pharmacy, And I would get one. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. And then the next week I saw him, and he would have another one, like of the series. Wow. And over the years, I realized he would collect coins. He had amazing coin collection. He would collect stamps. He collected currency from different countries, and he was from Cuba. Like we're all Cuban, so to be able to get out of Cuba with that collection was impossible. Yeah. He lost a ton of stuff, and he built it back up. Here in the States, little by little. But he would even collect like little Disney figurines, and even in his old age, when he was like really like on the decline, he liked little Swarovski crystal figures.
Oh my god, yes!
So we would always get them on. But he would love the collection. So what's funny is, I tell people this all the time. Like when I was a kid, I didn't like bang my figures together to fight or anything like that. It never came from me to like make them war. I just used to like setting them up. And looking at them like in a line. Like from little kid, I remember doing this. I would get all my He-Man figures in a row, all my Marvel figures, stand them up. I'm just like, I remember just like this, like, fuck yeah, this is so cool. And I never understood it, but I think I was really admiring the art of it all. Yeah. John, you know what I'm saying? And so, but when it comes to artwork, I just think as a kid, I think like all of us, we drew, and then I just used to draw to be able to look at the thing. So like,
yes,
for example,
me too. Yep.
Yeah. For example, I remember when Batman Returns came out, the movie. I loved 89, obviously, but when Batman Returns came out, it was the perfect age to obsess over it. And we would draw, we had like these Fleer Ultra Batman cards or Topps trading cards, Batman cards. And we would get the ones that best showed the suit and trade them around in class. And then we would draw it. And I remember having like little formulas for how to draw his little geometric abs. And, like, and then we
that's fantastic.
Who drew the best Batman, like in the class and just among us. And then we
I
always
used to love that how to draw the Marvel way.
Yeah, remember that? Oh wow! That's
Step
cool.
1,
Yes,
circle
right.
6. Step 2, a few more circles. Step 3, Thor. You know, but so you know, I just what's funny, John. Here's a really interesting thing is, as I got older, I stopped drawing and doing a lot of artwork because it was an isolating experience, and I wanted to meet chicks, you know, and so I started playing music. And I was really into being in a band, and I had bands in high school. I was in a band.
Wow.
And I was like really overweight in high school and not the good looking guy that I am now. But it took some work. But the point is that back then, the only way I could get a chick to talk to me was if I had a guitar in my hand. And I was 15 years old, 16 years old. And we were started a garage band with some friends, and then we kept playing, and then I pursued it and you know, into my early 20s, and I got a record deal when I was 19 years old.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So, and with Roadrunner Records, who had Slipknot and Nickelback and all this, and what happened, this is why I'm mentioning this, is that right when we were about to start recording the album, we recorded a demo in the same studio where the Eagles recorded Hotel California, where REM did Automatic for the People.
Oh
here.
my god!
We had our,
Wow.
I was 19, and next to me on one side was Bone Thugs and Harmony recording an album, and on the other side was Whitney Houston. Literally,
That's
literally.
incredible.
Whoa!
And we were about to pack our bags to go record a full album in New York. You know, a place called Bearsville Studios where Jeff Buckley recorded his album. Metallica did the Black Album. Historic place. You live there for a month while you record. And the singer for my band decided that he found Jesus and he didn't want to do music anymore. I'm like, dude, we're not like a death metal band. We're all good. We love Jesus. Come, let's fine. Go, bring him. You know, and he quit the band. He quit the band right at that moment, and it freaked me out. It traumatized me. It traumatized me because back then, as a 19-year-old, 17, 18, I was working just as hard to get the band thing going as I am now with AttackPeter. It's just that I had to manage 4 other eccentric personalities. And to be honest with you, John, I was so traumatized. I said, I'm never going to put my hat in the ring with anybody else ever again. I'm doing this on my own. I'm going to do as much as I can on my own. If somebody wants to help me, then we'll check it out. But I need to do this on my own because I cannot risk that. And that's why I switched over at 20 years old. I started drawing again.
Wow.
Amazing.
Right on.
That's an interesting story. Wow.
Isn't that crazy? So it's I like telling that story because I think people always think they start late, or it's too late to do this, or I was never meant to do that, or I was born with it. Bullshit. I was doing drawings at 20, 21 years old that I thought were so good. They were awful.
Wow.
But I thought they were so good. I would take them to conventions and show like Joe Quesada from Marvel, or, you know, like, I'm like, hey, let me do more comics. So I'm good at. And they would look at me like I was insane, like I was an insane person. But my point is that I would have to go back and go, what am I doing wrong? There was no internet that was like with tutorial videos. I had to buy DVDs on anatomy drawing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the point is, you don't have to have anything in your corner. You don't have to know anything or do anything. You just have to be obsessed with the path and the journey, and you'll get there, dude. And it's just that's it. Everybody who's successful is just either too, maybe like me, like too audacious or too ignorant to know how scary and risky this path is. You know, you just keep going when it gets really uncomfortable, man. I've had moments that I've like, just last year, I was after Designer Con 2021, just a few months ago, I was at, you know, we released the figure in the public for the first time. You know, it was great. I was talking to all these people. It was just a great moment. And I went out to dinner after, and I told a story that has always gotten laughs to like 10 people who are in the business, and I need to gain their respect. And it fucking tanked.
Oh no!
Like a lead balloon. And I'm telling you, I walked home. Yeah, I ruined my career. I just fucking ruined my career. Like, you know, you go home like with all these moments, like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, fucked up. Oh yeah. Oh, sucks. It's
the
like,
roller coaster.
you just gotta learn to kind of like bring it back to the center and just keep going.
That's the business. That's what happens. Yeah.
Do weird shit. Do weird shit. Keep doing
So
it.
Peter, one of my questions that I have: who is attacking you, and why are they attacking you? Why are we attacking Peter?
You know what's funny is that there's nothing to the name except that in like 2012 or so, I was doing artwork with my buddy Brian, and we would do little zine shows in Miami, and they were like satirical political zines. So we would take like political stories of the day or like news, current events, environmental, apocalyptic, dystopian articles, and we would illustrate them and put them in a zine together. I mean, nowadays I think it would never be able to release anything like it because it was so satirical, but everything's too sensitive now. Anyway, so the point is that we called it Attack the Planet. It was the zine.
Got it.
Planet. And so, which I love that name. I'm still going to use it somewhere, but Attack the Planet. And then our emails that we created were attackpeter@gmail.com and attack.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
And I made it my Instagram name because number one, Peter Santamaria was fucking taken by somebody who never used his Instagram. I've DM'd this guy so many times over these. Now I don't even want it, but I want it, and he didn't respond. So I had Attack Peter, and it was goofy, and who cares? And I changed it so many times over the years. I put it, and then like one time I changed it to Santamaria Art Studio.
Wow.
Douchey. And Gabby goes, my wife goes, what the fuck did you just change it?
Attack Peter's good. Attack Peter's good. Yeah.
And so I just left it. It doesn't mean anything, but it's funny. And I used to like it because when I was doing those zines, some people thought that we were serious about like the dystopian like rhetoric and all this shit. And so people would like come at us I'm like, oh, it's good because it's Attack Peter for making this artwork. So but it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. And now it just stuck. It's too late.
So I've got a question, if you don't mind. You sort of alluded to it before, but and you asked us what we think you should make next. But if you had all of the necessary licensing permissions and carte blanche, what would be the ultimate kaiju figure that you would want to create next?
I already made it.
You already made it.
It's the Taco figure. I honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, honestly, when I set out to when you guys see it, I'm telling you, like we'll do more in the future, I hope. But if I got struck by lightning at like the day after everybody received their Takaro figures, I'd be happy with my career because that's all I wanted to do from day one. All I've ever wanted to do was design toys, first of all. So I had to like sneak in with printmaking to get toys going. And so, and then I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I got to do Godzilla officially one day as a print? Done.
And
then, what's never going to happen, but it would be awesome. A Godzilla figure in my style. Done.
Done.
Like, those are, ask anybody. Those are crazy like goals. Like it's not easy to get that shit done.
We know this,
right? It's unfortunate.
This is something we know. Yeah, it's definitely a monumental achievement. For sure.
And in 2019, the only thing I wanted to do at Designer Con was I brought my little iPad sketches. I bought my Takaro print with me, and I was going around like to all the companies. I'm like, do you guys want to do this because it's going to be really cool? And they're like, and I have to give a shout out to Sideshow who believed in me early. They were
awesome.
Super 7 and Brian Flynn has been one of the best. Like, feel good whenever you buy a Super 7 anything because they are literally the best. Like, those guys are amazing. Yes. And Brian Flynn was amazing. He gave me a shot. Those two companies gave me a lot of credibility early. But when I went around with the figure, I think understandably so, they're like, dude, a figure's expensive to make. Who is this fucking weird octopus guy? What are we gonna do with this shit? Get out of here, And so, but I had to build to it, and it's gonna happen this year.
Congratulations.
Well, that answers my question in a nutshell. Perfect. That's awesome.
Stretch goal, David. Stretch goal. Hellboy. We gotta do something with Hellboy.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a killer license.
That would be amazing.
You think Godzilla's hard to get involved with? It's one guy over at Hellboy. He doesn't answer my calls, so we're gonna see.
Oh
no. It's we'll see. You never know. Knock on wood.
Wow.
He's
Your
accessible.
Universal
You're going to be able to
Monster
get to
Prince.
Mike Mignola in no time at all, dude.
He might have a Hellboy. He might have a Godzilla figure on the way to him.
Well, there you go. Sweeten the deal a little bit.
Sweeten the deal up, yeah.
I think
It might
Soften him up.
backfire. It might backfire. It's like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Smashes on his Never send me anything ever again.
I think your Universal Monster Prince would also translate really well into
Hector.
3D figures.
I would love it. How about I would like to do like busts too. Like you see what Urban Aztec is doing with those like Aztec looking green and all that. I would just like to do a big creature from the Black Lagoon, a big yeah.
Well, that's perfect because some of your artwork is actually like a bust, like a portrait.
Yeah.
So it'll translate
Like the con
perfectly
you
to
just did.
that. Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, let's
Right
do it.
on. All right. So I guess that leaves my question for you, Pete.
Talk to me.
And that is basically I've been following your career for a little while, especially of course, since you got involved with the Godzilla stuff. And I'm super, super happy that you are I said the word just a little while ago, accessible. You are accessible to your fans. You have your AttackPeter crew.
I didn't start that. They started it, and it's awesome. They
That's
started
still
the Facebook group. It's so cool. By the way, I put
it
two
is so
pictures
cool
for you to put up because that's the best thing about this. There's some pictures there where like I got to meet a bunch of the gang that we've been hanging with on YouTube for like 2 years during the pandemic. Like we finally got to meet a bunch of.
You mean these guys?
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
A lot of people there, and in the other picture, with Gabby at Decon, those people flew in, and we got to hang. We got together to eat, and I made some special prints for them, exclusive for just But the thing is, you guys, like, it's just us. It's just one of the gang. I just draw. You guys do what you do. This is the thing that I do, but this is what I want to do all the time. If I could do a show with you guys every day, look,
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
That's so awesome.
You know what's sad, Peter, is Kyle, Christina, and I were supposed to go to Designer Con.
Yeah.
Like we were planning to go, but
this year.
The last one we were supposed to go.
But this year you're gonna go to. You said.
I'm planning.
Could
on
happen.
going.
Could definitely happen.
It's very possible. It's very
possible.
Yeah, I want to go.
David's renting a suite in the the Mandarin Oriental. You're gonna get for us.
Now we're gonna do the Shangri-La in Santa Monica. We're gonna do
Thank
that
you.
one. Yeah.
Very kind of you. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were saying.
Oh, all good, dude. I've been following your career, and I know that what you do is very it's inspired by many things, but one of those things that you're inspired by is Japanese woodcuts. And so I was super happy for you and super psyched when I found out you were going to have your artwork as part of a Mondo show in Kyoto. And I was just wondering if you would do us a favor, tell us a little bit about that experience and what all went down for that, because I haven't really heard you talk about that too much.
Rob Jones, who I think I said the wrong last name earlier, so he'll have to forgive me. But Rob Jones from Mondo is like like an angel to me. Like he's been one of the guys who's pushed my brand in and among Mondo. I mean, everybody at Mondo's been amazing, but like he's looking for opportunities outside of the posters and the prints. And so Mondo's put together this amazing show, at the MoMAC in this is the National Film Archive in Japan. I think is where it is now, and it's moving over to the MoMA in Kyoto. But
amazing, dude.
They have all these posters, and I said, dude, no one's gonna know like what that is when they see it, so we should do something. And he goes, why don't you put together a little video footage of whatever, put it. And so I shot a video here, which I keep forgetting to post it online, but it was edited by one of their people, and it came out amazing. So if you go to the exhibition, they have the print and this video showing what I do. What's funny is that I forgot when I was talking, I was speaking mostly I spoke all in English. I do not speak any Japanese, but I think I said hello and arigato back to back. Like an asshole. And so like Gabby watches the video, she goes, hello, thank you. Like thank God for her, dude, by the way. But yeah, so it's what it says, and hopefully it's endearing that it's how ridiculous. But yeah, like they got the print up there. I've gotten a lot of people from Japan now following my socials and reaching out to me, which is super cool.
That's
but
awesome.
the coolest thing is they released this little print set. exclusively. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so Japanese.
Now these are letterpress. This is what's cool about this. Talk about serendipity. So like the AP versions of the print, like the special edition ones that I sell on my YouTube channel, not after the Mondo ones sell out, I stamp an extra stamp at the bottom, and they took a few of them and letterpressed them into a set.
Gorgeous.
Get
wow.
This is so cool. Look at that label.
So fierce.
I love it, dude. It's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
But it's cool because now there's good news here because it was exclusive to Japan. So let me show you what like it looks like here because this is cool. So like it's got this. By the way, Rob designed this thing. It's got the AttackPeter logo, the Godzilla toe, right? And you slide it off, super sexy. And then so it's got
I love that print.
Godzilla and Minya.
It's so
right?
cute.
And then this one,
Oh, fantastic.
This was never available anywhere else. So this flying Hedorah.
Japan all the gagging.
Brilliant.
And
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes.
Neck is fierce. They're
I got, let me see here. I got one for each of you guys. So after the show, I'll
What?
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Oh my god.
I'll send it to you.
Oh, snap.
And we're gonna be releasing a limited amount of them on my stream very, very soon. So make sure you're subbed on YouTube. AttackPeter.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get one.
Domo arigatou gozaimashita.
Because I was going to go look for that on Bayou.
Look at this! Look at this smile on my face. Wow!
They're really cool, man. They came out
Just
because they're letterpress prints. You know, they're not screen prints, so they're like they look really good in person.
Wow!
So I want you guys to see them.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so nice.
Cool,
Thank
right?
you.
Tremendous.
Guess I'm going back to the frame shop.
These are standard sizes, so if you wanted to
standard sizes, even better. Okay.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Okay,
that's awesome.
I want to make sure we show one more thing in case we're running out of time. I don't know what the timestamp is, but I want to show because I told everybody if you stick around, I'm going to show a brand new print no one's ever seen that's going to be part of the Kickstarter for Takaro. So Kyle, it's the last print I send you in Facebook message. It's Takaro, the anatomy chart.
Okay, yeah, I do have that here. Hang on
So in this book that I'm putting together, I'm gonna be, focusing on like what do the hands of the creatures look like a behind the scenes, art of type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of the things I wanted to do was create anatomy charts for all the monsters as an homage to that, well-known. By the way, unauthorized, unofficial print edition of all kaiju. So here is Takaro with his anatomy.
How cool!
That is awesome.
This is a big one. It's 20 by 30, like the other prints are. So it's a big boy. But
wow.
Yeah, so this is going to be in the book, and it's a print that we'll release during the Kickstarter campaign. And all of the monsters in it are going to get this treatment. So we'll learn all about that as an homage to those prints. Because you can't get those prints unless you buy like bootlegs that are pixelated on Etsy, opportunity.
That's what everybody wants anyway. Who cares about quality?
Amazing.
Wow, I love that.
That's
cool,
so
right?
cool, dude.
That's
so cool.
And look,
we love the guts figures here.
Yes, we do. We do.
Yeah. So he got triple heart. That's new. That's new for the show. That's an exclusive reveal for you guys. So yeah. So this is the kind of stuff that will be available in the Kickstarter. And again, if you're not watching us on YouTube on our stream, I make art there live. Like a couple weeks ago, I want to say, we carved start to finish and printed this not King Kong. Please don't sue. Gorilla head.
Oh, the line.
Just a gorilla head.
That's
and we
Fierce gorilla head.
yeah, just a gorilla. You can't sue. And but if you display it next to your Godzilla figure or Godzilla prints, the context helps. I didn't call it King Kong. And so we make I carved that and printed it start to finish from scratch on one of the streams, and we hang and we talk while we're working on it, and we release the prints live in the chat, so it's a fun show that I really encourage everybody to get a chance. I know West Coast is a little hard because it's 4:30 p.m. I'm gonna try to push it a little bit, but 7:30 p.m. every other Thursday usually, and then 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah.
I would highly suggest anybody who's interested in getting Peter's prints should watch.
It's easier
because it's way easier to get them. I was able to pick up my first AttackPeter print, which is this Year of the Tiger print you did a couple of
Awesome,
I guess a couple of months ago.
I did that one
And
on the screen too.
Yeah, that was so fun to watch and so fun to like just be able to go, hey, I'm gonna go to the Skybound store and just bam, I got it.
Yeah,
with no stress at all.
Yeah.
And actually, because it's the Year of the Tiger, and that's the name of my son, I'm going to be giving that to him, frame that up for him, and be like, keep this, don't ever sell it. That's the plan, at least. Yeah. It's it's your retirement plan, son.
Yeah, hopefully, right? That's my promise to all of you. I'm going to work hard enough so that eventually you can eBay the shit out of all this stuff.
Yeah. Peter, whatever you do, don't tank yourself, right?
I'm working real hard.
Everybody's counting on your artwork being worth millions later.
I'm so vanilla as a person in real life. There's no threat of that ever. Don't worry. Nothing interesting over here.
Oh man,
that was awesome.
It's been so awesome having you here.
Love it.
We have wanted to get you back on for a while, and we all love the figure, by the way.
Yes,
unfortunately,
look, that
mine's
was
still
on
in the
cue.
box because I got to take it to my new place. But yeah, it looks amazing. We didn't get much time to actually talk about it, but we love it.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, basically, your stuff is rad. We love seeing what you're doing. We love seeing what you're putting out. And
thank you, guys.
I'm looking forward to seeing your next Godzilla prints.
Yeah, me too.
Someone in the chat earlier said, "Where's your Gamera stuff?" And
Help
so
me get the license. I will do it. I have a Gamera tattoo. That's my guy. I just Gango.
Yeah, that's my next thing. You got to get a Yango from Subaraya. You got to get.
Have you done anything Subaraya license yet?
Yes. I sent you the.
Oh yes, that's right. That's right. You did the Ultraman print. Yeah.
Here's my proof of how much I love Gango, David. So you can see I'm not kidding.
I know. You don't have to prove to me. I know.
I did Ultraman versus Alien Balton for Nakatomi Inc. Press. They wanted one of the classic main guys original. And I said, of course it's got to be Gango. He's like, well, let's go Balton. Okay, we'll do Balton. But when I did the AP print, like the bonus prints, I sent as a free mini print alongside my APs was a half size print, so bigger than this by like 3 or 4 times. Ultraman and Gango. So like I had to do Gango, so I made a whole separate print that we shipped.
Nice.
That's part of that.
Fantastic.
I love Gango.
Wow. That monster lends itself to your style so perfectly.
So good.
It's like perfect for you. Wow, it's great.
But yeah, thank you guys. I love your show, and I have to say this, like early pandemic, like April, I got hooked on Collect All Monsters, the stuff that you guys were doing, Leslie's reviews, Rich Aso's reviews. I started watching everybody because I've been buying figures here and there, but I never had the time to sit on YouTube and enjoy some of this stuff. And when I discovered it, it was such a comfort. Kaiju Live. I would ask my wife, like Gabby would be watching like a show on the TV, and I would have Kaiju Live right here. I'm like, I got like that, and then AJ would say,
because I've done the same thing.
Yeah, me too. Guilty.
I would try to doing it kind of stealthily. Not that Gabby cares, but I didn't want I don't want her to think that I'm like in the middle of the apocalypse. I'm like buying figures, and so then AJ would go, Peter, got it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Buy a figure, Gabby loves it. Gabby's the best, and so yeah, my point was I loved watching all the shows that I kind of created like this weird emotional bond with all you because it was such comfort during that shitty time that to be able to talk with you guys, to like make stuff that you guys care about. Dude, when Rich did the review the other day, that was the best.
Oh, that was great.
You guys unboxed it live the other day together. That was amazing. Like those are great moments that I will never forget. It's more important than much of what of what I get in this career is that kind of stuff. So I love it. Thank you. I watch you guys all the time, and anytime you'll have me, I'll be here.
We'll definitely gonna get you back on here, dude.
For sure.
Yes,
but you've been on for like almost an hour and a half with us, dude. You're awesome. You're like
I'll take over
for the long haul. Do you want to still hang out, or you want to get going? I would totally.
I gotta run. But I run. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody in the chat.
Thank you, Peter.
Santa Maria, aka AttackPeter, for spending so much time with us, dude. I can't wait till we can actually get together at an actual in-person event and hang out.
That would
It's
be
going to be
fantastic.
unstoppable.
I'm coming to help you move.
Sweet. Right on, man. So it'd be next week. You ready?
Better get driving.
Oh,
Right on,
shout
man.
out Octeal Tattoo. I told him you guys got to have him on at some point.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I'm gonna have him on first and break the exclusive there first and warm him up for you, and then we're gonna send him over to you guys. And then
That's a deal.
He's
That
one
is
of
a
us.
deal.
He's one of
That's
us.
an absolute deal.
Fantastic.
Love you guys.
Love you, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.
for being
Thank
here,
you so
man.
much.
Bless you.
Right on.
We lost
guys.
Yeah,
We didn't lose Jay. Jay is still
Jay's there.
Yeah, thank you for that front row experience. That was awesome interview, guys. Great stuff.
It's just Peter's like just one of those guys. Like it's just fun to talk to him, and he's so enthusiastic. His enthusiasm brims over. It's easy to just like pick that up and carry it as well. So I love chatting with that guy, and what a style, right? Like what a visual style. that he's got going on.
we're lucky to have
It's
him on here.
amazing.
And the thing of it is, we didn't even have to ask most of our questions because he answered them all
Right.
in his own,
Yeah, in his own way. Yeah.
talk. So that was great.
Yeah. I was actually, I don't think that I was part of his Instagram live where he talked directly to the Mondo people about the figure, but I think I was on one of his soon after live streams. And Peter's, how do I say, I've said this before, his pushing of manifesting something into reality, I was like, whoa, did I just really see someone manifest something? Like he said, wouldn't it be cool to do a figure? And then a Godzilla figure with Toho, the licensee that we know is like so strict and so tight. It's like, you did
Amazing.
that, dude. Peter, you made that happen. And to me, that was inspiring. I didn't say this when you were here, obviously, but like it was really inspiring to me. And it's one of the things that made me go, you know what? I think we're going to make this Japan thing happen for us. So anyway,
Yes, I think that's going to happen.
A little thing that thanks to Peter, I got a little more confidence in that myself. So great to have Peter on. Great to talk with him about his figure. And dude, what a cool future he's going to have. Like, I can't wait to see the next stuff that comes out from Peter.
He's living it now. His future is now, man. He's living it right now.
What a time.
Yep.
Okay, so Jay, thank you for sticking around, dude.
Much
Sorry we didn't get
appreciated.
to really spend too much time with you before, but let's go ahead and chat a little bit more with you at the moment. So we're going to be doing away the giveaway.
Yeah.
And actually what I should do is I should tell people right now that we already have the hashtag ready to go, and you can go ahead and put that in. Let me get to the giveaway tool here.
I'm assuming Keith is exempt from this, right, Kyle?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Collect All Monsters family.
I know. That would be shady. That would be shady.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to ship it very far, would I? No.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
All right. So this figure, we're going to do the hashtag is Jet Setter. So if you are interested in David, go ahead and hold that figure up again.
There's the jet. You see that right there? Can you see the jet?
So too cool.
So awesome.
This guy right here.
Right. So
Beautiful sculpt.
Jet Setter is the actual hashtag you'll want. If you want this, you got to put that in there. If you've won something before, we're not going to stop you from winning. But hey, don't hesitate to let other people like have a chance at winning something here with Collect All Monsters. We do love giving people the opportunity to win stuff. So while this goes on, of course, we are going to go straight into our Monster Showcase, right?
Yes, why not? This was
so
a
this
fun
month.
one.
This month
This one was fun.
is April. So we're doing April Fool's Day pranks with the Kaiju collectibles, and so we'll go ahead and fire that off right now. And yeah, here we go. Monster Showcase coming up.
Monster pranks.
That's cute.
Hands up.
Cute Megalon.
Way to go, Robert. That's a good one.
I remember this one.
Where's Peter for that angle? I was disappointed to find out that he's so small.
That one is
Oh my god, what?
Smell my finger. That one makes me nervous.
Right?
Oh, the tables are turned.
That is the Japanese
toilet. That's funny.
Bells.
I love the variety of figures we're seeing from people.
Thanks. That was great. I want that one. Alex.
Nice job, Alex.
That's hysterical.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for submitting your photos, guys. That was awesome. Always awesome is the Monster Showcase. So I think we've had enough moments to give people their. Actually, looks like we might still have some people tossing that in. Hurry up, because we're going to run this giveaway tool in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, Jay, tell us a little bit more about Toku Toy Town, please.
Thanks, Scott. Actually, something that's coming up, and it's top of
yeah,
mind.
yeah. Let me get that ready.
Yeah, no worries. Just because they mentioned AJ and Kaiju Live, AttackPeter did. So the one thing that's really cool about our community, even people that sell similar things, is AJ. I mean, what the gold standard of collecting. He's nice enough to actually have us on May 1st. And we're going to do a joint live auction. We're talking 4 hours of auction.
Oh my god!
Wow. It's going to be 40 plus. You know, he's going to bring the big guns, right? He's going to bring probably his Spiral Studios and his X Plus and all that good stuff. I'll throw in some stuff. We're going to have some harder to find pieces, maybe a little Marmot 98 Godzilla.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna have some vintage, a little 1970 Bulwark Mothra here.
We're
gonna have.
All right.
What else we're gonna have? Oh, it's Toku Toy Town. We love glitter. How about a little Godzilla store 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Glitter figures.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Oh, and then from Bandai Fantasy with the 3 Z's, Fantasy with the new Hedera figure there. We're gonna be throwing this one there.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's not bright enough.
I know, right? It's going to be really, really cool. And like I said, thank you to AJ, the Russo clan, and all those folks. I mean, Kaiju Live is just, I don't know, it's kind of a touchstone in our Kaiju buying community. And it's great. And I'm super pumped. And yeah, it's just nice, for it's kind of the next part of evolution for me is like, we're doing toy shows. I do Pop Shop Live. So anybody that uses Pop Shop Live, the app, it's not just me. The great Linda Conrad is on there. Toy Tokyo is on there.
I've got to explore that, but it might be dangerous. It might be dangerous.
It is. But yeah, I mean, I go on there and talk for like an hour and sell some toys, and it's a mix of auctions and buy it nows and online. And so, yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of the next cool opportunity for me that, Toku Toy Town has opened up for me just to have fun and talk about collectibles and sell some and get these awesome pieces in people's hands so they can enjoy them and love them as much as I do. And hopefully, start their own Toku Toy Town and then keeps on growing and growing exponentially. And we're all happier because of it.
Great
We're
philosophy.
all
Now, listen, real quick.
Yes,
that sort of segues into the question that I didn't get to ask you, and it's you can answer really quickly.
Yeah,
you're doing all these things. You're doing the online shop. You're doing the pop-ups. Would you ever consider opening up a brick and mortar shop?
Yeah, I think all of us that are kind of Oregon Trail generation, Gen X, whatever. I think it's like you kind of automatically assume like the next step is brick and mortar, right? I think
yes, Gen X right here.
Yeah, I know, and Oregon Trail. So I think my market into the Dallas-Fort Worth, though, the 4th largest media market, I don't know if it can sustain a kaiju tokusatsu only type shop. I think New York, LA, obviously Monster Patrol's kicking butt out there, and maybe a Chicago, etc. I think the challenge for me is like the incremental foot traffic, in-store purchases. Would that would that pay for rent, employees? I mean, this is, like I said, I do it after the kids go to bed, and so I'd have to have full-time employees. I don't know, unless it was tokusatsu and something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I think anime is a real big thing in this market. Like 4 of the largest anime conventions are in Dallas, Fort Worth, because Funimation is based here, and all this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if there's another ancillary genre, adjacent genre of that I would have the ability just to do right. I'd have to hire somebody or go on a joint venture. Yeah. But would it be cool? Of course. I mean, just thinking of, we've all imagined it, like, if I had a store, how would I set up all the cool collectibles?
I know.
Would I have a Marathon section?
Would you have artwork up there? You could have some of AttackPeter's artwork up there. TV monitors.
Yamato Takaru would be playing 24/7 in the background.
You know what, Jay? Seattle. Keep it in mind. You could start it and then go back home, because we've got Microsoft, we've got Google, we've got Boeing, and we've also got Amazon. A lot of young people with disposable income.
Yeah.
A lot of geeks up here who loves this stuff, who love the stuff. So it might be cool. Good. It would be cool.
It would be cool. It's not
just saying
the immediate path, but
I'll work for you.
I am going to try to do some pop-ups. I am going to try to do some actual physical pop-ups where, like, it's just me. I've looked at some spaces to see what the appetite is, but I don't know. I'm having fun with what I'm doing now, so I don't need to take any big leaps. Maybe not right now.
Are you going to G-Fest?
I am. Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah, it'll be my first G-Fest, which is kind of embarrassing because my wife's from Chicago. I lived in Chicago for 5 years. I don't go to a ton of conventions. It's not like I have nothing against them. It's just not maybe my first thing I think about doing. But I was at this point, like, I'm gonna go. So I'm going, and I'm super pumped. Hotel booked, everything already good to go. So I will be there.
Nice.
Not been though. Just as a fan, I just want to, meet some people, hug them, tell them I love them.
Well, hopefully we can all have a drink together.
I hope so. Yes.
Fingers crossed. All right. Well, Kaiju Live. AJ says, speaking of manifesting things into existence, Jay, let's open up a store.
Meet in between, like, New Jersey and Texas, right?
Yeah, you just have to figure out, like, the quick system to get product from one location to the other. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and dole out this prize by sharing the StreamYard giveaway tools window.
Good luck, guys.
All right, so here we are, Jet Setter. That is the hashtag. We'll start collecting the comments now.
How many
34
do you have?
entries.
34. Oh,
that's awesome. That's about half the people that are watching right now.
Wow.
Is Helmy going to win?
That is the question.
Hey!
Wow!
1090, dude!
Congratulations!
That's fantastic.
Awesome
And thank you again. In addition to thank you for watching Godzilla Train 1090, aka Adrian. Thank you for Jay for giving away this toy. Dude. It was really cool of you to do.
Great.
Nice.
We really appreciate you.
And I think Adrian's a fellow Texan.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know. I did not manipulate it either.
Well, it's coming from Seattle anyway. So
that's right.
Well, Jay Key of Toku Toy Town and the
YHS on Monster Island.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Man.
Thanks so much, Jay. That was awesome.
Right. Bye, guys.
Much appreciated.
Bye. Thank you.
All right. Well, that is going to really for our episode. What an episode. An epic,
terrific
2-hour, 37-minute episode. Thank you for sending in your pictures for the Monster Showcase. We're going to be doing
They're so good this year.
We're going to be doing our voting as soon as we're finished with this episode to see who was the winner of that group. And the next episode is Aqua Kaiju. That's right. The next one. So, David, why don't you take that away? Tell people what we want to see for the Monster Showcase next month.
Sure. We kind of thought it would be kind of fun because it's getting, the weather's starting to get a little bit warmer. So anything to do with water. It can be a lake, stream, bathtub, sink, basin, waterfall, anything that has to do with some kind of water, H2O, aqua. And, the sky's the limit. I mean, you could, so many opportunities So get out there, have some fun. Don't drown. Don't lose your figures. Don't let them drift away.
Float away.
Honestly, I tried to take a photo. It actually came out pretty good anyway. Of the divers, the Toygraph divers, and a wind picked up and took them out a little further than I wanted to go. So I had to get my feet wet to get them. But just be careful and have fun with it. And aqua kaiju, things with water. Get creative. We love when you get creative. So
that's true. Very true. All right, guys. Well, we don't need to take up any more of your time tonight as you're watching the show. So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with the way we end our show, where everybody says their little blurbs. David, why don't you go ahead?
Sure. If you want this awesome conversation to continue, please join us like you're already doing in our Facebook group. And, we can talk about all kinds of fun stuff and keep the party going. So that's it, Christine.
And don't keep us a secret. Share us with your friends and family. I mean, look at what they would have missed out if you had kept us a secret. This awesome show.
Indeed. And if you're not catching us live, check us out on social media and leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, our planet may be doomed, our Earth devastated, the monsters are in revolt, and civilization is in chaos. We must unite and collect all monsters. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.